movies. I watched the movies.
All right, we are
watched
officially
it.
out of ads. Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
In advance
Now,
warning.
where were we? Ah,
In
yeah,
advan-
the pit of despair.
in advance warning. I am still working on a few kinks on my system. There's a small random chance I might just get spontaneously booted from the call midway into this. We'll find out when we get there.
Oof. Well,
Long as
I'll
it
be
doesn't
I won't be
spontaneously-
gone long. I can promise you that.
no worries. As long as it eventually works, that's the important part. But yeah. Greetings, dear spirits, and welcome to Tables of Tartarus, a division of Purgatory Corner where fate is bound by dice and stories are carved into eternity. I'm your storyteller, Sinspeaks, and today we're here with Ania, Cyril, Gelmar, Dakota, Rue, and Sapphire. If you guys want to check out that and their links, they're right there. If you guys want to check out the characters, Heroes T, feel free to go check out that if you would like. Let me in that just to make our lives easier. There we go. And feel free to take a seat at the table and let the threads of destiny unravel before you. Every story belongs somewhere, and here your next chapter begins. Would anyone like to do a recap? Because it's been a little bit, I think.
Literally got on here last second. I'm all like fumbled, bamboozled.
You are more than fine.
I mean, I'm not 100% certain how we'd want to describe it beyond we killed off the father and mother, but got to keep the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And then the guys were doing stuff. Did they leave?
No.
Cyril,
No.
Dakota, and Sapphire decide to press on down the dark staircase to see what else is down there. Also, partially because Dakota is freaked out about Everon. And honestly, fair.
Yeah.
So they're still here with us.
And Kieran are still on the other side of the door.
Well,
they're not in.
They're on the other side of a barrier that Kieran is maintaining.
Yeah,
I can try to recap really quick.
You're more than welcome to, or I can if you need me to.
I need to get used to off-the-cuff stuff impromptu anyway. So, last time on Tyrant's Wrath, everyone was fighting a unknown threat at the very bottom of the... What's the tree called, Sin? The elven tree? The big tree? Saber tree?
Ancient Grove, I believe.
The Ancient Groves tree, which has been... It's like sacred, big elven tree. Everyone's fighting in the base of it because the tree and the area around it has been sick for a very long time, and our party was there for multiple reasons, but mainly to find out what is going on. We are there with Kieran and Everon, two high elves, very, very high up there high elves, who refuse to help us and just focus on the tree. Everon, for some reason, wants to kill Dakota, but currently can't because he is trapped behind a shield of Kieran's own making, originally to keep bad things out, but is now keeping Everon trapped in. We've defeated two individuals we don't actually know the names of, but we have been calling them the mother and the father. And we have a large undead shadow doggo who Rue was trying to make friends with. Half of the group, Cyril, Dakota, and I believe Sapphire, have gone up ahead to see what is further inside this blocked off area, while Ania, Gelmar, and Rue have stayed behind, along with the high elves who are still behind the barrier. Nice.
Very, very good. I like it.
One quick question, detail-wise. Did Dakota mention... Because I know the rest of us were all really focused on everything else. Did Dakota mention to anyone that Everon might have recognized it, at least his gun or something?
Yes, I believe he told Ania, didn't you?
Did I?
I think you had mentioned to Ania that like that's the reason you didn't want to pull out your gun. Was like you told Ania like it'd be slightly dangerous if you pulled out your gun. So
yeah, I did. I told Ania like before that there's a chance that everyone could recognize it if I pulled out. I don't remember if I mentioned that like to the others, but I haven't like said anything after I briefly spoke to Everon in this battle.
Mhm.
Because he's in the same room, so I'm not gonna say anything.
Ania did see Everon's change in demeanor after Dakota shot his gun.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So Ania is aware that something's going on over by the barrier.
Okay, so someone other than Dakota knows that there's like a ticking clock right now.
Yeah.
Anyone else hear boss music in the background?
Let me just pull some hat. Real quick, we're gonna do the cure wounds thing. From the looks of it right now, I think Dakota, Gelmar, and I want to say Rue are the most injured.
Okay, so do you want me to roll them? Do you want to roll it, or does everyone roll their own individually?
I'll have you
It's
roll
just
three.
Okay, it's just
wanted-
this.
For considering skipping over Gelmar because your character's still mad at him.
Well, we were saying this. The cure wounds is from the summons, and the
Mm.
summons cured people before Gelmar and Rue started to talk to Ania,
Okay, fair.
and then Ania desummoned them afterwards.
Alright.
So everyone can get heals. Ania's not going to reduce heals. So we'll go in
you
the
said
order.
2d8 plus 2?
Yep.
Nice.
And then I will roll Rue and Dakota
Okay.
in that order. So this is Rue,
All those are pretty nice.
Yeah, very pretty.
and this is Dakota.
Oh.
I love being able to see them on OBS. That is so fucking cool.
Oh, nice! You can see mine. I didn't need the website after all.
Ooh,
It's so
there's like a
cool. I love
smoky
it.
fog thing going on.
Yeah,
Ah.
very fancy. I didn't apply any special effects to mine, but that's because I'm a basic bitch. So we'll say how much health is Dakota missing? 10. Dakota, you'll take the 14, and Rue, you'll take the 15.
Gracious.
Yeah,
All right.
be nice. Be worried about my niceness, but it's fine. Why is the game fucking?
It's like finding a shop and a save point right before a big, wide, open room.
Don't worry, I'm just giving you guys all the ammo. Let me give you guys like 3 long rests. You know what? 5 level ups.
A super long rest.
I challenge you to find an occasion when more than one in any sitting is valuable.
Yeah.
Just saying.
There was one time, I was watching a TikTok, it's slightly off topic, but I was watching TikTok and it's like, guy like, I'll give you 1 level up. And he's like, yes! And the player's like, woohoo! And he's like, you know what? You guys about to go and fight? I'll give you a 2nd level up. And they're like, woo? Yay? He's like, you know what? This fucking stat block, you guys deserve a 3rd level up to fight this thing. And they went, no! Oh god, no! Don't worry, I'll give you guys 5 level ups one day. Okay.
Okay.
I think he did.
That had better be for the final fight or something like that.
Give you guys the
let's be
power
real,
of
the 3 in
God.
a row is already kind of over the top, in my opinion.
All right. So, we're gonna go with Sapphire, Dakota, and Cyril real quick because all y'all who are interacting with Everon and the like are going to be interacting during the time that they're gone. So it makes it a little bit easier for me to figure out everything as it happens. I had Everon's fucking face. There it is. Boop. And we'll put... Nope, that's Roderick. Boop. There we go. Just for reference.
Oh, there they are.
Okay.
They've
So-
been invisible this whole time.
Yeah. So you guys decide to go down the hallway that the mother and father came from. It is so dark that within about 30 to 60 feet of the entrance, it's pitch black, like completely and utterly pitch black. There's no lighting whatsoever, at least right here. As you guys are walking down it, Cyril, you can feel the area around you. Sapphire can actually see the area around you, although black and white, obviously. And Dakota, you are walking completely blind. You're pretty much just hand on like fucking Cyril's poncho this entire walk. But you guys are walking forwards, and I'm just gonna read this out because I wrote down a little bit. And I will do what I can to describe it. Actually, I put on my Obsidian. Let me pull this out. I have two versions of it, and I could not remember which one was the more recent version. Shit. Where did I put it? Oh, I should have been a little bit more prepared. I'm sad. Wait, hold on. No, I don't want it to be gone.
Whatever the second version is, it's probably meaner.
I think this was it. Yes, this was it. Okay. Let me put into reading mode. Okay. As you step down the hallway, a suffocating.
Oh, what now?
a suffocating stillness presses down on you. A silence so profound it seems to swallow the very sound of your breathing. The cold air here is thick and stale, heavy with the acrid? Fuck do you say that? Okay.
That's correct.
Okay, good.
Acrid, yes.
I looked at it. It's like one of those words that I'm like, is that right? Yeah. Heavy with the acrid sense of burnt herbs and something fouler. An almost metallic bitterness that curls deep in your nose. Around you, the walls are alive with faintly glowing runes. They're deep, deep in the runes, providing almost no light right now. But they are etched deep into the rock, and they seem to be almost pulsating. The color, as you get a little bit closer to them, is almost a sickly green light. It doesn't come out at all. It's almost like, I don't know, veins in a wall. Just kind of covered over. It seems to ebb and flow like the breath of a slumbering beast. The little light that it does cast seems to cast twisted shadows almost, and they dance unsettling across the jagged stone as you guys walk deeper and deeper. It makes the walls almost seem to writhe just out of sight. It's unnerving to say the least for Sapphire, and Cyril, for you're not even able to process it properly. But the most unnerving one would be for Dakota. As you are walking down, you are seeing these little ebbs of light, and it's making the almost pitch black darkness of the rest of this hallway almost deeper. But as you guys walk on further, the stone beneath your feet is slick and is cold, is mottled with patches of dark congealed blood, some dried to brittle flakes. As you guys walk across, it sticks to your boots. But some of it is flesh and sticky, as though the wounds that spilled it are still raw. The hallway is so crushing that even your footsteps barely make any sound. It's dark, and even standing shoulder to shoulder, all of you almost feel alone walking down it. As you guys get further and further and deeper into it, it takes you guys only a couple of minutes, but it feels so much longer. And you guys eventually reach a spot where the hallway seems to open. As you guys step in there, your boots hit the ground, and specifically Cyril's boots hit the ground, considering hooves hit the ground, considering he's in the front. And the same weird, strange phosphorus moss that you guys have been used to this entire time glows. It pulses out from where his hooves step down, and it echoes throughout the chamber. It spreads across the walls, it hits the ceiling, and the entire room is illuminated in this same sickly green light. Is disturbing. As you look around, your gaze is drawn to the floor, where the twisted corpses of Yonti lied strewn in cruel, unnatural poses. Their scaled flesh glistening faintly under this strange light, pale and sickly in their death. Many have had their eyes gouged out, leaving empty, hollow sockets that seem to watch you with a dead, almost accusing gaze. The scent of decay hangs heavy in the air, mingling with the sharp, almost coppery sting of spilled blood. The walls themselves bear the mark of something ancient and terrible. A sprawling mural stretches across the far side, a terrible, haunting vision of a massive dragon coiling in the void between worlds. Its scales seem to shimmer with a ghostly iridescence, and its eyes blaze like twin stars, burning through the fabric of reality itself. Even though it is a mural on the wall carved out of stone, it almost seems lifelike. Jagged tendrils of arcane energy ripple from its gaping maw, reaching like fingers towards this plane. It is so disturbing, it almost looks like the tendrils are moving. The mural's surface, though, is rough and cracked, and as you look closer, you'll notice deep gouges in the stone, claw marks from something trapped, desperate to break free. The air vibrates with a low hum. The residual echo of power that was once channeled here is like the dying heartbeat of a god imprisoned. A strange sensation prickles along all three of your skins, a subtle pull as if invisible threads or energy are tugging at your very soul, whispering secrets you simply cannot grasp. You catch faint whispers in the back of your mind, eerie, dissonant laughter. Half-remembered words in ancient tongue, the sound of scales scraping across stone. You realize in this moment, all of you do, this chamber is a grave. Because of your actions, it is now a monument to a ritual stopped. A catastrophe even seems to be averted, but there does feel like a dark power that is still waiting, imprisoned, of course, but restless. As you look into the mural, it almost feels like something is waiting. Now, Cyril, as you enter this chamber and look at all this, the first thing that hits your nose is the heavy scent of blood and ancient magic, something you are very used to. It is sharp and oppressive, like the air itself is thick with the weight of countless failed struggles. You look at the ghastly scene before you, the gouged out eyes, these corpses, the almost cruelly etched runes glowing faintly, because they're not just on the walls, as you notice, they are also on some of the flesh of these Yuan-Ti, some of them even down to the bone. You notice that it almost seems like torture, insanity, maybe. Your muscles tense involuntarily. It's a room that screams of power and loss, forces beyond your understanding. But you do feel almost a challenge. Like this area was something that almost gave birth to a creature damn near beyond your knowledge or reckoning. But the heavy silence sits upon your shoulders, like a stillness before a storm, and the sheer scale of the chamber around you almost makes your usual battlefield feel small in comparison. It's not that big of an area, but the weight, it keeps pressing down on you. You can't shake the feeling that you're standing on the edge of something terrible, a wound in the world even, that if reopened ever, could bring unimaginable destruction. Now, Sapphire, your senses twist and ripple in this chamber. It pulses with thinly veiled planar bleed-throughs layered over the mortal realm itself. Fey laughter tickles in the edges of your mind. The glowing runes flicker in out of sync with your vision, and the shadows of the dragon feel like a dark weight pressing against the fabric of your very existence. You see echoes of places and times overlapping this chamber like ghostly veils. The room hums, and only you can hear it. It reminds you that the world is not quite as stable as you had imagined it to be. This place is a crossroads. It is something that is almost between realities. You are seeing memories, almost, of the Yuan-Ti when they are alive and when they are not. You can see their bodies in different positions, some alive, then dead, some dead, then alive. You can see this mural almost moving around, the tentacles coming out of its mouth, flickering and pulsating, is uncomfortable, to say the least. Although you do see Bill. He is standing next to you, and he seems uncharacteristically focused as he's staring at the mural. Just quiet. Now, Dakota, you feel a very strange resonance vibrating in your chest. It's a strange blend of magic and menace that pricks not only at the deeper parts of your soul, but also the pact you've made with the night. Is the cold stench of death mingled with ancient and twisted power that seems to echo the price you've paid and the debts that you have not. Your gaze flickers to the mutilated Yuan-Ti, the runes pulsing with unnatural energy, and the towering image of this elder dragon trapped. It awakens inside of you a whisper of shadow that feels very threatening, but very familiar. As you are aware, your presence in this very area was a test. It was to see whether or not you would be able to hunt these Yuan-Ti, but you feel like there is something far, far more sinister at work here. Every breath that you take is heavy, as if the magic hanging in the air is clawing at you, tempting you but warning you. The shadows don't just cling to the walls, they seem to reach for you. It feels almost like a mirror of your currently pact-bound fate. As this magic presses in on your mind, you feel the lingering echoes of this ritual stirring something within you. At the very edge of your area of thought, at the very edge of your perception, you hear a voice that is cold, unforgiving, and unyielding. It's a voice that you remember very distinctly. You have completed your mission for now. Your service has grown useful, but the threat you stopped was only the beginning. Your true task begins here. Now, you are Abomination, but one that is easy for me to watch over as you are bound. Your companions, however, I have tolerated them, for they were necessary, but they are all abominations as well. Not a single one of them should exist upon this plane. It is time to remove them, purge them. Either serve me, or I will get rid of you. A heavy silence falls upon you as you are looking around this area. No one else can hear this, only you. You are hearing it, and then he just disappears. Your heart races. Before you can really process all too much of it, though, you do hear another voice that pops in your head, almost on the opposite side. Something a lot more gentle, but also very smooth, almost amused at this situation. Oh, now, such harshness. Your patron may not see the whole game, but I do. So why burn bridges when you can play your cards? So tangled up in debts, so chained down to the past. How would you like to free your present? Freedom, power, a chance to rewrite your own rules. Oh, darling, I can see you desire nothing more than to keep yourself safe. But you seem to be enjoying your friends' company, so if you wish to keep them safe, I can indeed promise that, child. But nothing is free, dear Warlock. Every gift demands its price, just like your other one has its hold on your soul. Will it be a memory, a secret, a promise, or simply a bit of your delightful company? But oh, God, of setting another patron. Oh, that's just a bonus. Hi, I am the dealer. And you see this almost well, you know what? Dakota, I want you to describe her for me as she appears in front of you and only you.
This figure is dressed in an outfit that's not really heard of in this particular setting. She looks with very sharp violet eyes, and there's a teardrop mark painted just below her right, as her face is framed with very long dark hair that fades into almost a fuchsia color. That you can tell it's definitely faded from something much brighter. She has a large black hat that's decorated with cards and blue forget-me-nots and coins. And she wears a jacket that's very dark, but it also has a sequined tailcoat, which is really weird because I don't think this world has sequins.
Nope.
But she's definitely very sharp. She's very jovial, but there is something that's much more, it's very practiced, it's very poised.
And she does appear to be an elf, although what kind of elf is very difficult to determine.
I always forget. But she looks almost otherworldly. She seems to she feels like she knows this world, but she doesn't come from here.
But yeah, she stares down at you. She's about a little bit shorter than you, but she's actually in the air, so she's roughly eye level. And she simply says, "So, would you like to make a deal?"
I don't even know what's that. Who are you? What is this?
As I said, child, I am the dealer. I am just another wayward soul having some fun.
How do I know that what you're offering me is real? I've been offered a lot of things.
Well, unfortunately, she pulls out a scroll that just kind of like flops down to the ground. I have rules, and rules I cannot break. But also, it's just so fun to make deals. You give me something, I give you something. Shall we just say it's a contract, and I do not break contracts.
So long as I don't have to kill anyone close to me, or I don't want to do anything against my will anymore.
Oh, I will not have you do anything you do not want to do, child. I simply require that you offer me something of my choosing in the future. Nothing bad, of course. I do not wish for you to sacrifice yourself. That wouldn't be entertaining, nor your friends. But I need you to offer me something of my choosing. Shall we say, I owe you.
Am I allowed to know what this is?
Even I don't know, because it hasn't gotten to that time yet. It's just something that I get to choose in the future. I like the mystery. And as a personal gift to you, just a symbol of my care, my authenticity, we're gonna give a gigantic fuck you to your patron, and we're gonna keep you weapon because I find that fucking hilarious.
He looks down at his gun and he looks over to. Is he able to see Cyril and Sapphire here?
I'm assuming they're sticking close by your side, considering you can't see. So yeah.
Yeah. And he looks back like to where he knows he can't see him, but he knows Everon is somewhere like way back, and he knows that he has to make some kind of choice because he can't go with what the knight is asking, even if it would save him from Everon, because he can't imagine what would happen if he had wandered all of that with, his party dead. So like even if he doesn't know what the dealer is entirely going to ask him for or is asking, because all those words kind of flew over his head, he reaches out his clawed hands. He's like, fine.
Ooh, this will be fun. Now, as you're doing this, Cyril and Sapphire, what are the two of you doing? This is probably taking a couple of minutes for Dakota just to have this play out in his head. So what are you two doing these couple of minutes, looking around at this area, looking at this brutality?
I take it we don't hear the conversation,
You
or
do
at
not,
least
no.
Dakota's half.
Dakota just zoning out.
Yeah, to you, especially since you're feeling rather than seeing everything around you, you're not really able to tell that much about Dakota's expression or anything like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So how do you feel in this moment?
It's really like that stifling, stagnant, like it's tough to breathe. And look, I can't really like look at Sapphire, so it's just kind of like into the darkness.
Pretty much.
Do you feel that? It's
Feel something.
we stopped something, but
There's still a weight.
I still don't understand what at this point. The two that we killed, it's almost as if they weren't actually what was being locked away here. Are you getting the same feeling?
I feel a weight being pressed on, not my body, but like, I guess soul.
Yes.
I guess that's the best way to put it.
Yes. Something familiar. And very, very old.
As you two are talking, you do suddenly see, see for Sapphire, but Cyril, you would feel it. Just don't say see for easy reference. You see Dakota seem to turn a little bit, and then he reaches out his hand. And as that happens, Dakota, you see, the dealer look at you, smile, and say that, and then she just kind of grabs your hand in like a weird like handshake, but then like she kind of like swipes her hand on yours, almost like it's a game, as she went, "Oh yes, all right, it's time to fuck with a patron." It's my favorite part of my job. You feel not okay. For just a moment, you feel like every single fiber of your being, your very soul itself, your entire body, everything about you, you feel as if you just got thrown into a sun. Everything, everywhere in you, all you feel is pain for just a moment. But you also hear one of the most satisfying sounds you've ever heard, which is the night screaming in your ear in drastic quantities of pain. They only last for a second. But after that moment, it feels like you're lighter almost, and you don't feel his voice, you don't feel his presence, you don't feel his eyes on you. But you do feel hers. Whether she's looking at you or not, you feel her watching you. Like she is an eye in the sky, like she is always behind you looking over your shoulder kind of a feeling. Whether or not this is more comfortable to you or less depends on you. But she smiles, and you do have your gun still in your hand. And she said, "I simply took your other patron's weird fixation with power, and I simply broke it. And then I just gave you everything he did. Simple as that. Also, he's a bitch."
Mm.
Do you scream in pain? Do you like clench your teeth? What do you do during this brief moment of absolute agony?
I think Dakota experiences a lot of his pain very like silently, but very stiffly. Like he closes his eyes and he like clenches like everything, and he just goes very stiff.
Okay. The both of you would notice the sheer stiffness in his body. He goes from like kind of loose-ish to just as if he got tasered, kind of like entire body locking in place.
I rush over to him and motion for Sapphire to come over. Sapphire, quick! And I can't see anything in this space, even though I'm still going to do what I always do out of reflex. I'm going to try and get eye level with Dakota.
Just kind of squatting a little bit.
Right. And in the pitch black, I can't see a fucking thing. Is everything okay? What happened?
I don't know. Some lady came along, and I don't know who she was. I don't know what she was. I think she just broke my contract.
Appreciate that.
I think she replaced the night. I don't know what happened. I don't know.
You can certainly hear the pain in his voice.
I'm gonna do like a quick, maybe would it be Arcana or something like that for just how bad this actually sounds?
I would say either Arcana or History, whichever one you have higher.
We'll do Arcana. Oh, check me out.
Ooh, nice.
At unnatural 20.
All right.
Yeah.
As you are hearing this, the first thing that you think of, so patrons, you don't know many of. You've met only a handful. Then you met more than clerics. Rue is one of the only clerics you've ever met, so you definitely have more information on patrons than you do gods. But generally speaking, you break a contract in one of two ways. either you break it by circumventing whoever the contract may be with the patron, depending on how they got you into the deal itself, which is usually because you are just basically saying, fuck you, I found a loophole. The second way to do it is a forceful breaking, which requires the other person whom breaks it to be significantly more powerful than the previous patron. Either you have to do this with an actual deity, or you have to do it with another patron who is simply far older and stronger, or you have to become stronger than your patron in order to break a contract with a patron. One of those three just happened right now, and Dakota is not that strong.
There is a lot. You know what? That is a lot. Is what it would be the better thing to say.
Thanks, sir.
The bright side is that I don't think any of us quite liked your original patron. Although this concerns me about as much as when you almost made a deal with Gremley.
Well, I wouldn't, but I wouldn't have, but
It's okay.
and he had.
It's okay.
Thank you.
Deep breaths. Okay.
Dakota, you hear in your head for just a moment? Let's play a game, shall we? Pick a card, young warlock.
Like, just any card?
Any card. She pulls out a deck, and she like flips over so you can see all the 52 card names, and she just starts like rolling them back and forth. Just pick a card, any card, whichever one you desire, whichever one calls to your heart.
I'm gonna grab the Joker.
Ooh, fancy. Most people don't pick that one. Hold on to it. We'll see how this plays. And then she disappears. You still get that weird feeling of her being behind your, like over your shoulder, but she's gone. And Cyril, in the very dim light that is pretty much pulsing out whenever you take a step, you can now see a red heart Joker card, or not red heart, a red Joker card inside of Dakota's hand.
I'm gonna lean
cards.
into Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to probably want to hide that for now. But at the earliest convenience, you should let everyone know that there is something in your hand.
Okay.
All right. You guys will start noticing at this point in time that there is still like a drastic weight in this room. It's unpleasant to say the least, but it's starting to get a little bit lighter, you will say. It almost feels like, for just a moment, it feels almost like when you first wake up and step outside your house and you see the sun rising from the darkness into the twilight into the dawn. That's kind of the same feeling that you're getting in this room at the moment. from what you guys can kind of tell, it feels like, assuming that this is the tree getting better, everyone feels to be almost done. Or not everyone, Kieran feels to be almost done with his whatever he's doing. Assuming, of course, that that's what this feeling means.
I wanted to insight Bill into his mindset looking at the
Feel free.
okay. Where's the freaking link to that thing? Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, I think I sent it to your... Yeah.
Yeah, I just went to the announcements.
Nice. You got this. I can also just copy the room and then you can just join it easily. I'll post the room in the announcements, actually. Make it easier for you guys to access if you ever need to. Boundary. There you go. Announcements. There you go. All right. If you follow that link, you should just be able to post in there as long as you are signed in, and then it should occur onto our profile. Ow.
Okay. It rolls. Okay.
I have faith in you.
Where's the 20?
Hmm?
Is that it? No, that's not it. I'm not seeing the D20.
It should be there. I think it's it should be right next to the 8, the D8. It's to left D8. It's quite small.
I see the 6 and the 10 next to the 8.
Huh.
I mean, but next to the 10, there's a 00 that has a 20 on it, but it looks just like the 10. So
Weird.
That's your percentile.
Yeah. Why is there 20 not? Oh. Oh, you are correct. It is. Why is it? Okay. At the top is looks like a D20. Yeah. So if at the very top is the D20, if you just click the D20, it should pop up. I assume. Yeah. So click the D20 mark at the top. It should be browse themes, and then just click replace all, and your D20 should be on the bottom right.
now I gotta find out what my modifier is.
It's A-okay.
I said insight, right?
Yeah, yes, you're doing insight.
Yes. Okay. Roll.
I got faith.
I rolled. Did you see it? Can you see it? Did this connect?
Arcana check. It did not cross over to Foundry. Or this one. That's weird.
Well, I got an 18 total, 14 with the dice, because plus 4 I got 18.
Okay. Weird. Okay. But yeah, so with an 18 in total, you look at Bill, and you kind of trying to look into Bill's mindset, essentially. He is studying this mural. Normally what you would assume with something like this is curiosity, With him, from what you're seeing, it's familiarity. He is very familiar with this dragon, it looks like, and he seems almost, not perplexed, but, concerned, almost. But also just, I don't know, whimsical is another word you could use there, but he seems very familiar with this dragon. And he's just staring at, just contemplating.
I asked him if that's a buddy of his.
He'll look at you, and you'll notice he's seems to be a lot older than he was the last couple of times you've seen him. He has a lot of scars across his like beak and across his chest. It's one of the main ways you can tell like how old he seems to be. It's just how many scars he has, and he seems to be a little bit older. And he looks up at you and he goes, "That is actually he's I suppose my tether. It's odd. I don't quite know how it worked or why I'm there, but that's one of the reasons I'm here. You're one of my tethers, and he's one of my tethers, and there's tethers all over the place."
Do you like being tethered?
No, but I kind of have to be. He kind of, I think, has like everything of me. So I'm like here, but I'm like not here. You know how it is.
Yeah, that's why I can see you and no one else can.
Yeah, it's because you're my tether, I think. Or you're insane. I could be a figment of your imagination.
Probably.
Yeah. And then like his jovial, like, I suppose persona completely drops, and he just kind of like looks tired as he looks back up the dragon. And then he reaches into his bag and he pulls out a weird flask and he just starts drinking it.
Drinking to forget.
Yeah. It's also just what makes me feel more in the moment, you know. I used to drink several of these a day. Sometimes I didn't wake up the next day. And I woke up the next day. It's a fun time. It was a very long time ago. And he kind of puts back his flask.
Okay. Well, I'll leave you to it, and I go and look at the bodies we see.
Okay.
Or saw.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess essentially loot them if there's anything there.
Very nice. You find a little bit of what appears to be money. They're like weird coins that have snake insignia on them, but you can't tell whether or not like what material they're made out of. So potentially they could be smelted down to create like some kind of currency. But in their current state, they look more like an artifact that you could potentially give to like a collector or something of that sort. Beyond that, most of them don't really have anything. You do find a couple of semi-rusty knives, several of them with blood on them, probably what was used in order to cut out, you know, a lot of the different pieces. And then you also see, you know, a lot of their fingers are covered in blood as well. So they didn't seem to have much to use. So they seem to just attack either themselves or others. So it doesn't seem to be a whole lot in this room aside from all that.
Okay. I grab everything with metal.
Nice, nice.
And then I look for anything else with metal.
There ain't a whole lot in this room for the most part, so you collect most of your stuff. You would probably say you get about maybe 7 pounds worth of metal or so. Probably could be smelted down or given to a blacksmith for payment or something of that sort.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Do all three of you start heading back now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're good here.
Cool.
I've got some metal for Gelmar.
Right.
He'll be quite ecstatic, I think.
It's a little dirty. Hope he won't mind.
Fire tends to cleanse things.
Just a little
Yes,
bit.
yes, it does.
All right. As you guys start heading back, we're going to rewind time just a little bit. Back to when you guys were heading down that entrance. Ania, Gelmar, and Rue, you're all just kind of, for the most part, standing there. Obviously, Ania's summons have vanished. The doggo is just sitting there, kind of with his tongue out, just annoyed, or tired, or happy. You can't quite tell. He's just a dog. What are you three doing at this moment?
I'm going to use my crowbar to actively try and pry the armor off of the father.
Wow.
It is, I will say, a fucking journey to get this armor off of him, because a lot of it was melted to the flesh and some of it was grafted to the bone from the just the sheer heat of this fire. So it's a little bit difficult. It's not a pleasant experience, and as you keep like pulling off pieces, it's just charcoal under it effectively. So you like are able to pull pieces off. It's incredible armor. There are some pieces that you have difficulty like separating, and as you separate it and you put it into a pile, it reconnects itself. Like the chest plate, for example, the pauldrons, you pull them off, you put them to a side, you put the chest plate down, and then pauldrons reattach to the chest frame. They're quite large. He was a 15-foot tall man, so is very, very large pieces of metal, and they do seem magical in nature, at least from what you can feel and tell. They're almost certainly some form of magical item, which is also why they did not burn.
It's just like I just see him just like prying individual chunks off, tossing it back into the pile, looks back after a few minutes and sees it's reconnected. Just staring confused for a few moments before just shaking his head, getting back to try and get another chunk out.
It's like, I could have sworn I took those apart. Alright. Ania and Rue?
I assume Gelmar left after Nia yelled at him to work with the armor.
Mm-hmm.
Did Rue also leave, or is Rue stay to continue talking to Ania?
No. Yeah, she would have also skedaddled.
Okay.
Okay.
She would have after that. Because the dog is over there and everyone was over there.
Mm-hmm.
She just like, okay, she doesn't say anything after that, and as she walks away, she doesn't like call out to the dog either.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly it's because, it's not really her dog.
Yeah.
Even though, like, making friends with it and stuff.
The dog is looking at the three of you, just like kind of like swishing his head back and forth, kind of looking at the three of you.
She will walk off towards where the fireball had happened. I guess it's where Gelmar is too, with the father and the mother. And just kind of, yeah.
Cool. All right. And
Nia was also over by the fireball. She was initially looking at the damages to the tree itself.
Okay.
And making sure there's no fire left.
Yeah, you guys were pretty quick to putting it out, so there were minor fire marks to some of the vines and stuff, a little bit up top, but especially with the 20-foot high walls, there was no direct damage to any of the actual tree.
Cool.
Okay. I'll be probably looking down the hallway then.
Okay.
Did we, for some reason, did we search the mother and find something last time? For some reason I remember, but maybe I'm misremembering.
I feel like y'all did. Because I vaguely recall you saying so, but I don't recall what it was.
Was it a ring, or am I mistaking that for
There
the
was a
waterfall ring?
locket, I think.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
the
you're
locket.
right.
That was it.
The ring we found earlier in the dungeon, we still don't know what it does
Yeah.
yet. Or was that at the other group?
You guys found it.
No, we found it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Ania picked it up, but she hasn't opened it or worn it or anything yet.
Okay.
She is going to make her way over to Everon and Kieran, though.
Very fair. The dog is just gonna like start licking the armor pieces as Gilmore puts it down. So you start heading pretty much over to the two of them. Kieran is still just reading off from his book, it seems, just kind of doing random chants and stuff like that. Which is affecting the crystal significantly, is making the crystal much brighter. But Everon is just standing there, white knuckling the his sword, just staring down the path down to the hallway.
Are you okay, sir?
No.
Did something happen that upset you? I believe we took care of the threat. The others are going down to see if there's anything left down there.
Did you know that one of your party members is a heavily wanted criminal within Star Shadow Kingdom, girl?
Ania looks surprised and looks over to the pathway that he's looking at. It's like, I do not believe so. What? Dakota? You were looking at him before.
That gun that they have. We don't know where it came from. We don't even know how it functions. None of the gnomes that we've talked to even have an idea of how it could possibly work. So we assume that it was created by some form of magic. And creatures that are able to make that form of magic are not creatures we trifle lightly with, nor are they ones that share their gifts willingly or unwillingly. So whoever owns that gun is one that we seek to find. And they said they found it on the corpse of an elven girl, which is simply impossible.
Do I know anything about how warlocks are perceived in elven society?
Warlocks, like clerics, are more almost a fairy tale than they are anything else. They're semi-common, a little bit more common than clerics are. So a lot of the times when people talk about warlocks, they usually talk about it in like fantastical ways. Like, oh, this warlock stopped an entire army or something of that sort, or, you know, feats beyond imagination. So in the elven society, especially with the emphasis of magical power, many of them, the air quote wish is to be powerful enough to be considered a patron, to be able to take someone under you and give them magic. So warlocks are typically seen semi-favorably, depending on the elf.
Being a warlock is basically a pyramid scheme.
I mean, but really, kind of general D&D as well.
They ain't wrong.
Well, Dakota is a warlock. He's been traveling with us for, about a year or so now.
Yeah.
Yes?
I don't like the way that they talked about how they got their weapon. Simply an impossibility.
And she looks down the hall again, then to him. It's like, your stance is very aggressive. When the shield goes down, are you going to attack him, sir?
He kind of like, it almost seems like he's debating for a second. And he just like looks at you and he just goes, I'm going to run my sword through their heart and then torture them until they die. I won't let them die a slow death. I will let them die a painful one. So yes, if you get in my way, child, you'll die as well. I do not suggest it.
She frowns at that and is like, even if I do not, I'm fairly certain the rest of the party would. I'm
They'll
sure you can
die at
handle
my
all of
feet.
us very swiftly, but we just did all of this. And she gestures towards the father and mother.
Yes, you were incredibly useful.
And at that, she sort of tilts her head and something in her demeanor changes. And she looks at Kieran briefly before she speaks up. To see if he has any, like, emotional weight on this.
He's not even looking at you. He's just looking at the crystal. It doesn't even seem like he's really registering this conversation.
Ania looks back, and she stands up a bit straighter. And she's like, Sir, you and Kieran were stuck in a cage. If we hadn't come along, you would still be stuck in that cage.
Would have taken us another couple of days.
Another couple of days and this tree might have been gone.
Very likely. Hence, you were very useful.
Sir, is your life more important than this tree?
you see him look over at fucking Kieran for a second, and you hear the slightest and briefest moment of hesitation in Kieran's chanting. And you see him look back at you and he goes, no.
Therefore, you owe us.
Do I owe you or do I owe the guild?
And she does think on that for a second. Does it matter?
Indeed. The guild won't notice a single party dying. They never do. So if I owe the guild...
grins.
So if I owe the guild, I simply don't have to worry about your lives being lost.
Ania grins and takes out a message stone and holds it in her hands like, well, I could just contact the ambassador right now before the shield is gone.
You see him frown.
Got him.
Is a look of distaste as he looks at you, and like he grips his sword even harder as he looks at you, and he just goes, do you really wish to test me, child?
I'm not testing you, sir. I'm making a deal with you.
Oh.
Yes. You either leave us alone as you owe us for saving the tree, or I tell the ambassador right now that we may perish by your hand after we save the tree.
He always has had a soft heart. Fine, child. I won't kill you today. You are making a very dangerous move.
She bows respectfully and says, I'm aware. But honestly, sir, I've had a very dangerous month, and I am at my limit. And to have the only people here who care about this tree as much as me about to kill someone who has saved my life on multiple occasions has had me up to here.
If they are who I think they are, they have slaughtered many, many of my friends. They killed guardsmen left and right when they were leaving the capital, many of which I have known for decades. Some I knew for centuries. Their death is on their hands. Would you say you would not kill those who have slaughtered your friends without a blink of an eye? Or would you let them live knowing that you owe them?
Sir, I am not saying that you should not have your time to do as you may. If Dakota is truly the person you say they are, although Dakota has claimed he is... How long ago was this event, if I may ask?
Let's see. So you guys have been traveling for about 7 months. Dakota, how long ago was it?
Oh my god, let me check my timeline.
Because I think you were gone for 6 months before the events of this.
Let's see. Dun. I believe. Oh my god. I feel like it was. I feel like it was 6 months before I joined the party, right? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go with that then. And he'll say, 13 months ago, we had someone leave the capital, a threat, killing and shooting their way through every one of my friends. They escaped, albeit to the difficulty of my crew, and then we lost them. We had to recuperate. The death of an elf is a rare event.
He bows solemnly. I'm truly sorry such an event has occurred. The time does match, but he is a warlock. If he has a patron that gave him that weapon, they could have given multiple, but I see your point.
The only thing that we know is that whoever killed all of my companions back then, all those guardsmen who risked their life day in and day out, used that gun. Appreciate it, Wazzy. They used that gun, and I have dedicated that gun to my memory. I will never forget that gun until the day that I die. I would recognize it even if I was blindfolded. And they wield that gun. It's a one-of-a-kind item. It could have been made again. But how would you make a weapon that you have no idea what is? A perfect duplicate of another one you've never seen. So we assume that whoever has that gun is those who killed my friends, and either I kill them, or I jail them. Regardless of whether or not you make it out of here alive, I will find them one day. And if you are still in my way at that point, I will go through you.
Understood, sir. I could, and she looks back towards not just the path, but to Rue and Gelmar. If you were to attack him headlong, the others will not understand at all. I could attempt to speak with him about this. Or do you simply want to charge down as soon as the barrier is done, or?
If he would be willing to accompany me to Star Shadow Haven, we can put him on trial. And no death must be had.
Unfortunately, we have to go as soon as we're done here. We've been strung along from place to place. We're planning on heading south.
He just kind of stares at you.
Well, there's two options. One, you do not attack him here, or two, I try to tell my party members about the situation and try to stay out of your way.
He looks at you before he sheaths his sword. And he crosses his arms and he goes, Talk to your party. If they wish to keep him alive, we'll do so. Otherwise, the next time I pull out this weapon, his blood will be spilled.
Thank you for your patience, sir. And thank you, Kieran, for all you're doing for the tree.
He once again just doesn't look down at you. He seems to be like almost tunnel visioned onto the crystal above him.
And Nia will start to return to the party. She'll go to either Gelmar or Rue, whoever is closer.
They're about equal distance, but probably Gelmar would be easier to get to.
Okay, she'll go to Gelmar first.
Okay.
Gelmar?
Are you alright?
No, I'm terrible, but I'll have to deal with that later. And she looks back towards the two elves and back to Gelmar and says, 2 things. 1, please hurry on your scavenging. 2, Everon believes Dakota is a terrible criminal from the Elven capital.
Oh, that's preposterous. Have you seen that man's resolve?
I'm aware, but it seems the gun Dakota has bears a striking resemblance to something a criminal used about a little over a year ago.
And what makes him think that it's not just another weapon?
You've seen Dakota's gun, you know metal, you know that thing's unique.
He just places a hand to his face. Unusually, I wouldn't necessarily say I can guarantee it's unique. He says before proceeding to pull another scrap up. Check this out. Tosses it and lets her see it. He had just merged with the chess piece.
When you are done, could you come join me with the others who went down there? And she points at the tunnel. And we can figure out what to do from there.
I mean, hey, Sin, I'm gonna try and drag the father towards the dark trail. Like,
fair enough. He is.
I mean, he's a high strength character. It probably would be his default attempt.
Yeah, he's substantially heavy, but you are substantially strong, so it's not a difficult journey. It's loud as fuck, but you are more than easily able to pull them along with you.
No reason we can't go now, he says, grabbing the chess piece with the other hand.
Okay, just bring everything, and she'll go over to Rue next.
And the dog stands up and starts walking behind Gelmar.
I just see that thing dragging over. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know.
Miss Rue?
Huh?
2 things. 1, please gather all your things when we're done here and go to the tunnel, and we'll meet with the others. 2, Sir Everon seems to believe Dakota is a terribly wanted criminal in the Elven Kingdom.
What? That can't be.
I love these. I love them.
He's like a small bean.
I know, he's very frail, but Everon seems dead set on it because of Dakota's gun. So, there's a chance that Everon may attempt to attack Dakota, and if anyone is in his way, he will try to attack them as well, even though we just helped them. I know, it's very, very upsetting.
She like looks at you with wide eyes. Oh. Goodness.
So,
I guess, yeah.
That is the current state of things. And she points over to the tunnel. Shall we go meet with the others?
After you.
And Nia will start to head down the tunnel.
Nice. As you guys head down into their crew is also walking back, so you guys will meet roughly in the middle. The doggo just kind of like looking at y'all and like huffing behind you. He's pretty effectively blocking the entirety of the hallway from everything else as he like sits down and stares at you.
Sin, I don't know if you caught my messages, but I got some of the Yanti flesh for the dog.
Ooh, interesting.
Oh.
I did not get those messages.
Snake jerky, but it's not jerky.
But I do like that. Okay. Yeah, so you have a little bit of snake flesh.
Yes.
Nice.
Ania would have taken out her nut and shook it so we have a little light source.
Nice.
Little holding big walnut shaped thing, giving off light.
Yeah, you guys walk back down the hall, and you guys see Ania with the little light source and the giant dog behind her as you all meet up.
Oh. By this point, I've tucked the Joker card back into my poncho. Tilt my hat. Miss, how it goes?
Terribly.
Ah,
Upon seeing the dog, I throw the flesh to the dog and walk over to him and say, "Good boy."
Aww. The doggo
Putting him on the
snaps it out of the air, and it just starts to smile.
So, while we are shielded here, we, as much as I would prefer to stay here for a day, I think we need to leave now.
As you say that, you guys do feel more than you guys hear the spell, whatever casting that Kieran was doing, finally start to finish. As it does finish, it is a wave of energy that pulses out throughout the tree. And Ania, your arm feels significantly better, including your fingertips, which are now regular instead of hard. But the wave bursts out throughout the entire tree, throughout the hallway. It reverberates through the entire area. You also hear the stone around you creaking, and as the wave goes over, all the moss shakes and starts to glow, and you have your walnut thing. You can see the age of these stones. They are old. They are very, very, very old. And you can actually see the stones start to crack next to you. As it cracks and this wave pulses out through the area, you can see a strange glowing orange light through the crack. It just is slowly expanding.
What is that?
Basic abjuration. Not bad.
Taste?
Ania puts her hand on it.
You put your hand on it, and it doesn't really feel any different to you, with a little bit of exception. As you put your hand on it, do you like pulse your energy towards it or anything like that, or are you just like letting it flow?
Is there any of the tree itself there? Or is this just stone?
There is not. It's just stone.
She's just feeling.
Okay.
If it had tree there, she would have tried to sense the tree.
Mm-hmm.
But she's just putting her hand on there.
Okay. As you put your hand on there, you feel the closest thing you would say is a magical heartbeat. Is a pulse of mana that flows through the stone that's connecting to you in the same time as your own heartbeat. It's a slow, rhythmic pulse. And as you look into the crack that is slowly getting wider, that orange light that you see also pulses at the same time. It's quite deep in there, so it's like probably 2 feet crack that is slowly widening.
I don't know what that is.
I think we should take it as the signal that, as you said, this time we take our leave.
I was hoping I'd have a few more minutes. Just quickly rips off like a gauntlet, a chunk of his gauntlet, and brings it in with the rest. All right, let's get out of here before I change my mind.
I will say before we do that, because it ties specifically to your background, Galmore, roll me a perception check.
If you're okay with it, it's fine.
Fuck.
Yes.
Yeah,
Holy
all right.
God.
It ties to your background. You were like, I'm on it, baby.
Whoa.
So as you say that, and like you rip off the chunk of armor, you pretty much have the full set of his armor. He's just a blackened corpse at this point, which you're just holding in your arms essentially. You are looking kind of, yeah, you turn to like look at Nia obviously, and you see into the crack. As you do, you spot with fucking mechanical precision, because apparently you just really like it. It's a dwarven rune that is embedded into this crack that is pulsing with energy.
He's just staring at it blankly for a few moments before immediately just darting through that wall and just like jams his eye against it.
And he squeaks and jumps back.
Do you know what this is? This is an
I
honest
just
to
said I
God dwarf.
didn't.
This is an honest to God dwarven rune. What is this? Can I investigate it?
100%. The crack gets wider and wider. It's like the crack itself is almost like the hallway is opening. Whether it's from age or whether it's from the tree itself just growing a little bit more, you're not entirely sure, but a lot of the area around you is shifting a little bit, and so this crack keeps getting wider and wider, and wide enough that you're able to stand in it now. As you look, there is a dwarven rune pulsating in this crack. As you like head deeper into it, you're welcome to investigate if you want, or you can just keep going forwards and see where it is.
Can I read the rune, or am I not? Can I not get a good enough look at it to do that?
This one you would not be able to read because you realize it far exceeds runic language as you know it.
Okay. Well, cred. I have a -1 to this. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Can I roll to see if the tree is purposely opening this up to us? Because I don't see any other of these glowing cracks. I'm just wondering, like, nature of how roots and rocks work. Is the tree giving this to us, is what I'm trying to decipher.
Roll me a nature check.
Okay.
I will let you do that first.
Dang.
14's not bad.
Good.
You can only vaguely tell. Your connection with the tree seems to be waning just a little bit from what you can tell. Possibly because it's being healed now, which is causing it to not be as connected, like not be able to reach out as far. Since it's being healed, it doesn't have as much fight or flight instinct, I suppose. Doesn't have that necessity of I need somebody here kind of a thing. So you reach out to it, and if effectively you're asking like, are you doing this kind of a thing? And you get the feeling back that obviously it doesn't know you guys have teleportation. So you are kind of feeling like this is a path that you guys can take to get away from them. It seems to feel as if you are in danger and is wishing to provide you with safety because you gave it safety, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Nia's eyes widen and she looks to the crew and then to the back. Like, I don't think we need to teleport. Everyone, go to this passageway. I think this is the tree. I think it's going to protect us.
Oh, nice.
They all seem to be way smarter than I expect.
Everyone thinks plants are dumb, and she goes she starts to follow Gelmar.
Just like fuck
just
you,
shrugs.
Everon.
he just shrugs. I mean, it's not like I've ever been able to chat with one.
All right, you all head down into this path, which I don't have a picture of, unfortunately, because I forgot to grab it. So I'm gonna move you guys back to the world map.
Yeah, I know nothing of this
Jesus.
rune.
You do not, yeah. The only thing you can tell, this rune is pretty much over like 700 years old. At least 700 years old. It far exceeds almost all the runes that you have had access to before. It is considered ancient, especially to you. Even to dwarves, this would be an old rune. As you guys push your way kind of through this crack, which it's wavering back and forth, so it's a little bit of a cramped fit, especially for Cyril. But you guys are able to kind of wiggle and push yourselves in. I don't recall if anybody had a bag. I think Ania has a bag folding.
I got one several sessions ago.
Okay. I assume you put the father's armor into your bag of holding so you guys don't lose it. Because it is.
It fits. She hasn't put much in it.
Yeah, you can shove it in. It's a little bit annoying, but you are able to shove it in. Especially since you can pull it apart and kind of shove it in, it's not super duper difficult. But you guys are going through. The doggo kind of stands at the entrance, and then he turns into mist, and he kind of floats into the crack. You guys, it takes you about a minute or two, kind of wiggling and pushing your way through. Shove it up, wiggling and pushing your way through this crack. And obviously, Gelmar, you're the first one who walked forward, so you are the first one to exit this. It's probably about a 5 to 10 foot thick wall. So it just could not get into that area to the best of your knowledge. But as you get out and you stand in where the crack results in, you are absolutely awestruck by this moment. Which I think I wrote down. As you squeeze... Huh?
Never mind.
As you squeeze through this jagged, narrow crevice, I swear I can talk. I have a degree in it. That was recently just ripped into this rock. There is a sudden change in atmosphere that grips you. It's not violent. It is gentle, but strange. It's almost as if the weight that you guys had felt upon you in the other area slowly starts to shift and pull away. Seems to be almost a physical a veil almost that you guys move through. It is cold, but almost like one of absence rather than it is from like chill of the wind or the cold of the stone around you. It's almost like time itself slows here. It's quiet. The crack opens into a cavernous hallway, and the sheer scale of it makes your stomach drop. Before you stretches a titanic tunnel, at least 50 feet across, at least 20 feet tall. It is arched almost like the ribcage, some long dead god. The ceiling is caked in shadows, as there are faint glowing veins of mineral that pulse around you, embedded into the walls of this tunnel, or is the runes themselves, which are casting a almost muted orange glow that fills the tunnel. Is strange. It's a very simple and steady illumination, but it is neither warm nor cold. It is just there. And as it pulses, it is the same beat every time. It is the heartbeat. You can feel magic flowing through this area. You can feel heat that settles, and then the cold pushes through. It is a constant cycle. The floor under your feet is unnaturally smooth. It seems to be almost polished stone. And yet there are sigils that are embedded into the ground that have long since been worn down from walking in time. There are geometric patterns that are around the stones. There are circles within circles, lines that intersect at strange, damn near impossible angles. They are absolutely dwarven craftsmanship, but with arcane presence. It's almost like they're mining tunnels, but it seems like it was made for some other purpose, as there are a lot of different minerals that are just left here. But you guys can feel the flow of mana in a way you have never felt before. every couple 100 or so feet, I would probably say more like 200 or so feet, there are large doorways, and they seem to be sealed, either with stone, with wood that have long since been rotting, or some other form of sealing. Each one bears the mark of some different dwarven hold. You recognize a few of them. They're ancient dwarven families. They are marked symbols that are almost lost with time. Some of them are etched in runes that are so archaic that they're even older than the ones in the walls themselves. And others are clawed, cracked, or scorched even. You realize, at least the ones who are magically attuned, that some of these sections, which are kind of ripped apart, you have only heard of them in history. They're called ley line scars. There are small portions of the world. Dwarves have found them, specifically in the Ironspire Peaks, is one of the reasons why the elves tolerate them so much, where if you dig down deep enough, and you have a good enough connection with the world, you can find where the mana rests, where the mana sits, and where it pulses like veins in a body. These, when they are tapped into and broken or mined, they become scars. They still work to a degree, but it hurts the planet. They're blue-white pulses of magical energy that is carving itself through thick vine-like trails through the stones around you, echoing with the orange light of the runes, casting a weird glow. They flicker, or tremble, maybe. And you do feel a hum deep within your bones when you step near them. Cyril, you would definitely feel only what you can describe as a primordial force flowing through these walls. This is almost the lifeblood of the planet that you can feel carving through this path. There is no sound, no subtle drip of water. There is no movement down here. There are no echoes. There is just your breathing, just your footsteps, and that's it.
The veins of the mana. Is that something that I can like reach up to and touch?
Oh yeah. It's 50 feet across, but it's only like 20 feet high. So you are able to touch most of the walls and the sides.
Ania is seeing if the crack closes up behind them.
As the mist of the doggo flows through, it does start to seal itself. But you'll notice only the portion of the wall that was near where you guys started. So only about 2 feet or so closes itself. The rest of it, the stone doesn't move.
Ah, this is great. I can say the tree decided for us instead of us just deciding to leave. This is good.
You seem worried. Is there a problem?
Yes, Everon thinks Dakota's a terrible criminal.
Yes, and Everon and Kieran are both terrible criminals as well.
Dakota flinches.
I'm sorry, they're what? Actually, that makes a lot of sense.
How about we find a place to sit down and rest, and then we can talk about it.
But where even are we?
They're not able to find that rune too, are they? Or whatever we just went through?
I think the tree is keeping us away from them, but the tree might listen to Kieran if he tries to pursue us. I don't think he will. I think he was amused with what I said to Everon, but just in case, we might want to put a little bit of distance.
Mm-hmm.
And behind you and in front of you, you cannot see the end of this tunnel. It goes so far that you can't, like, it just kind of like drops off after a certain point. Your vision itself drops off after a certain point.
I'm not entirely sure where we are. This seems like ley lines. Maybe this is why the tree was planted here? Maybe this is why we find all those ritual rooms that are far older than maybe even the tree.
Do you think that's why those two behemoth? No. Those three and their pack of dogs were doing whatever it was they were doing up there?
It's likely that they were using the ley line and not the tree itself. It just so happens the tree is on the ley line? That's just a
Well,
theory, though.
I can honestly say whatever they were attempting to do failed.
Oh, what did you see in the other room?
The dead bodies of the Yanti that had come there to perform the ritual. I personally didn't actually see a lot.
They were already dead?
Sapphire. Yes. Quite gruesomely so.
Do you think they had anything to do with it? He says, looking back to where they came in, assumedly looking towards the father.
It confuses the hell out of me. I'm not sure who those two actually were. If they were some sort of security, or if they were
You think that they killed the Yanti?
I don't.
He
kind of looks over. He kind of looks over at Sapphire. You saw more of the inside of that room than I did.
It's hard to say what actually happened. To me, it looked like they attacked each other. Whatever that means.
Can't decide if that
I
would
have no idea.
reinforce. Can't decide if that would reinforce or cut away the possibility that they were sacrificing themselves for whatever it was that's going in there. Similar to how they needed all that blood for whatever ritual they were attempting. Down by the Crimson Claw ruins.
It was a mural of a dragon. Too.
Inia winces.
Bill was very
Does
fascinated.
Gelmar a little bit?
While people are talking, Dakota kind of like goes over to like the wall of the hallway, kind of like turns about. He kind of falls down it into a sitting position. Kind of like sighs.
Oh yeah, Gelmar, here's some metal.
Yeah, I just imagine just like slam it down in his arms or something.
A bunch of daggers.
Daggers,
Inia sighs.
arm plates.
She offers her bag and opens it.
He looks up and down. I'm surprised and confused. Thank you. Let's see what we can do with this later on, I suppose. What do they smell like, Sin?
Mostly iron.
Oh, I think.
Nice, iron scrap. Thank you, Onya. He says, slowly pouring them in, as well as dumping his cold iron scrap in there as well.
Just tons of knives.
Imagine there's a lot I can do with that later. Actually, on that note, nah, I should probably save that until we set up some form of camp or wherever it is we rest tonight.
I did find this, and she'll hold up the locket. I found this on the mage. I haven't opened it or tried to. Since it survived, that means it has some sort of magical attunement.
Should we open it?
I think we'd be better off to have it examined first.
Moving over.
I say
to
fortune favors the
Dakota?
bold.
Moving over to where Dakota is. I'm just kind of stand a little bit over there and say, "Are you okay, little one?"
Little.
I guess you're taller than me, actually.
The shortest person in the party looking up and being like, "Hi, little one."
Personalities, but the personality.
I love it.
I'm alright. Yes, there's just feel like a lot has happened the last couple hours now. Awful lot of weight on these old bones.
Nia bites back a laugh.
Do you want to eat something to make you happier?
Sure.
I'll pull out something.
Here's a slightly squished
I'm
cheesecake.
sure I got some deer jerky here somewhere.
I mean, I'd imagine you can technically flavor your rations anything you want, so long as you can make the argument that it's about a day's worth of food.
I'm really sorry to hear that, Dakota. I'm sorry, I can't really understand that very well, but I know food helps, and I hope that helps you a little bit.
Thank you.
Sapphire just
That means a
pulling
lot.
out her beef jerky. Or her deer jerky.
Yeah, I'm happy to help. You. Yeah, Sapphire's jerky, and then I don't know, squishy cheesecake. I swear I have it properly sealed somewhere.
Probably. All right. So what would you all like to do? You're inside of this monstrous cavern, which you cannot see the beginning or end of. It's not cold or hot. It's just lukewarm temperature, basically. And you're pretty much just feeling a wave of mana flowing through the air. But aside from that, everything looks almost the exact same. Some of the doors, some of them don't look functional, but you assume they probably led somewhere. So you guys could just walk down a path if you really wanted to. You guys could take a rest if you wanted to. What'd you like to do?
Part of me just wants to just open one of the doors and just see what's behind it. Not necessarily walk through, just look. Is there any that look at least decently functional?
Around you at the moment, there is not. You would have to go down one of the paths to find a door that would be functional.
I think before we were trying to, at least Anya suggested that we keep kind of trying to go. Was that what we wanted to do?
I think we should.
Probably. Still wouldn't recommend dropping your guard yet. Wouldn't be surprised to find someone else found their way in here.
Well, good luck, all you magical people. I hope you guys figure out what this stuff does. And she'll just go to the back to watch the exit.
Who has the teleportation scroll?
Okay, I thought Cyril had it.
Not I.
Sapphire has the tablet in her bag, I believe.
The sneaky one.
All right. Let's.
We gave it to the sneaky one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you gave it to me?
No, we gave it to the sneaky one.
Oh, okay.
Sapphire.
I thought you said you gave it to the spooky one. I was like, there's really only one person.
That could be a little spooky.
Girl.
I think Dakota fits too, probably.
Well,
Fair. Okay. But yeah, Sapphire has the teleportation tablet.
Well, Sapphire, if you please.
I don't think
we
we
need...
should.
Hmm?
I don't think we should go right away.
Oh?
We need to rest. As soon as we got here, we teleported into a terrible forest that was sapping our life energy. So I think if we're going to teleport anywhere, we should be at full power.
Do you really feel? Do you
kind
really feel safe enough to rest here?
I think if we keep going down this hallway a bit and maybe into one of these doors, we can. I mean, the tree let us in here. I feel rather safe with the tree. I assume all of you may not feel the same, though. I'm willing to go if everyone else wants to. I just figured I'd put in my 2 cents.
Trees always
2
equal
silver.
safety.
All right.
That's true.
Unless on fire.
And he frowns.
I recognize the names written around here. They're old dwarven in figures. I suspect there's probably something a bit more to it than what immediately seems to be visible. I propose we take a look at the very least.
All right.
You got this.
Cool. Do you guys go, we'll say, towards direction of, basically it's like towards direction of Everon or towards direction of the death room, basically. Those two directions are the two directions you can go.
Hold on.
Death
towards
room?
Everon or Death Room? What?
The Yonti room, basically.
Huh?
Oh,
yeah, we'll
wait.
say like everyone was say north.
Right? Okay, the hallway we entered goes in the same direction as it's parallel to the hallway we were just in. It's not perpendicular.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
if we're in this hallway, we have the exit, and then it goes towards an area where it has like doorways. You say?
Yeah, on
Or
the
they're just
left and
all
right,
along?
every probably 200, 400 feet or so, it kind of depends. There is like a doorway either on the right or the left, usually marked with a dwarven insignia.
I see.
I'm just going to motion down the hallway.
What was that, Sapphire?
Yeah. I don't think we should go towards Everon.
Were there any doorways in the room you all went to?
Were there?
Not that I saw.
There were not.
Okay, so
That's weird.
Likely going that direction is probably wise, although if they do follow us, they will probably also go in that direction. I do think that it going there is probably smart, though.
We'll at least know what direction they'll
away.
come.
What was that?
We'll at least know what direction they're coming from.
Yes.
That is true.
And we can find a doorway to duck into.
I suspect they'd be coming in our general direction regardless of which way we turn. Or more accurately, they'd be behind us regardless of which way we turn.
Mm-hmm.
Ideally, we go down this pathway for a while, then find a suitable room to stay in, and if it's inside a closed room, we'll be able to maybe set up some warnings that will alert us if anyone comes by.
Okay.
I am a bit more curious about these rooms myself. Wouldn't be opposed to taking a look if nothing else.
Cool. All right. You guys start heading down the path in the opposite direction of where you guys came from in the hallway. Which for purposes of a map to make it easier for me, y'all going south. Just to make our lives a little bit easier.
Oh, okay.
That way you guys know roughly the direction you guys are going. And so I know it too if I ask. But you guys are going south. You guys are mostly finding, every now and again you'll find a door. Either it's scratched out, is rotten to all hell, is completely sealed, as in like the stone itself was fused to other stone in some way, shape, form, or capacity, probably using some kind of like mold earth technique or something of that sort, or mending. But as you guys keep going down, it's several miles that you guys are walking before you find a door that isn't 100% decrepit. And opening it is a struggle. Even for someone like Gelmar and Rue, is very difficult to open. It clearly, especially with the dust that just woofs off of it, it clearly has not been opened for decades, if not centuries. This thing is old. But
Do I recognize? Do I recognize the insignia?
I will say you would recognize is an insignia of a Dwarven clan that's about 600 years old. There are not many of them left in the Dwarven area. They are some of the most master class builders and miners that you've ever seen.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As you kind of open up the door, it takes you a solid like 2 minutes just to force this door to open. Is not pleasant either to listen to. But the door finally opens, and as you guys walk in, it seems like a fairly simple room. There are some broken shelves, broken by time. There seems to be a stone, almost table in the middle of the room. You assume a lot of the stuff that they make here was probably designed to last over time, aside from the wood that they put in. So there's like a wooden table. There's like they cropped out some of the wooden the stone walls, stone table. But they cropped out some of the stone walls in order to be able to place items on it. There's broken pots, and there's like a vase in there that clearly has stood the tale of time, as is it seems to be almost perfectly intact, just with a hefty layer of dust. And in the back of the room, there is another door. This one a lot smaller, and it seems a little bit like it would be a little bit easier to open.
I open the door.
Yeah, fair enough. You open the door, and it's just a very simple stone staircase that leads upwards.
We got some stairs that lead up over here.
No, I suppose we
Hear
probably wouldn't
anything
want.
through it?
No, I suppose.
What was that, sorry?
Oh, I was just gonna say, can we hear anything through it?
You
Like,
cannot,
perceive it?
no.
Oh,
Well, I wouldn't exactly feel safe having an unexplored pathway on both sides.
True.
mhm.
Can I roll
But I can-
investigation on the room?
You're more than welcome to.
Yay.
Investigate the room. Oh.
She's tired.
With a perfectly tired 10, you look around the room, and it honestly is, it's probably one of the it's probably one of the simplest rooms that you've found. It is, you would say this is like the most connected to nature room without there being plant life. It is solid rock, it's solid stone. Everything in here was made from essentially the earth, more or less. You can definitely feel there was a care in this room for making sure they didn't harm the world more than they need to, if that makes sense.
I think I'd like to visit a dwarven area someday. And she just sort of says that to herself.
Would be cool.
And you'll be
Quite
ready to
li-
go up the stairs.
They're quite lively folk. Surprisingly rhythm-oriented as well, I'll add. You'll understand, and when you visit the spires. One day.
One day.
One day. And then you look at the stairs.
Ania's ready to go up them if everyone else wants to.
Okay.
Cyril's staying at the back of the group.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take front.
Okay.
Oh, I just got frickin' Lord of the Rings quotes in my head.
Fucking climb that
Up
mountain.
the stairs we go. And then her lair.
As you guys start walking up the stairs, you can look up in front of you, is a long path up. To the best of your knowledge that you can see, it just keeps going upwards. And as you guys go up there, after a couple of minutes of walking, it just keeps going up.
Yep, Sheila's lair. Definitely.
You guys are welcome to keep going up if you would like, or if you want to, you guys can go back down. It just kind of depends on if you guys want to keep pushing ahead. You guys do realize these stairs are very, very long.
Insert Super Mario 64 endless staircase theme. Because I had to.
If we want to rest in the room, I think whoever comes down these will be tired by the time they get to us.
That's a good point. It's a good workout so far.
I don't want to do a workout. We've already had a workout.
And me and Dakota's thighs are
But we will
definitely burning.
We've had one workout, but what about second workout?
I can take it up on that. I can totally start running.
We will have to climb all the way back up these stairs again tomorrow morning.
No, we will just be able to teleport.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pick up the pace and see if I can keep running.
Okay, I guess we're still going up then.
Whee!
You're free to go on back. At the very least, I want to see where these go.
No, then I have to come up or you guys have to go down.
You do?
Wait, what about...
I'll come back once I know.
Ania, what about sending that that creature of yours ahead?
Oh,
Can't you see? Can't you see through its eyes?
I can. She's trying to remember how far that connection is as I look for Wild Companion.
I think 100 feet. If I recall correctly.
You get a good distance, but probably not a lot. Not certain if it would get us to the surface, if that's what you're thinking.
Still, 100 feet would at least give us.
That's a long way.
Do you have to be stationary for that? Can she
No.
be moving?
She can keep moving.
She can be moving the entire time.
Okay. Well, it has been a while.
You also have a couple jocks that would probably be willing to pick her up and carry her.
Right.
Just saying.
It's been a while. I'm sure the Flari would love to have seen the tree too. And I will use... I don't think I've had any uses of Wild Shape today.
I don't believe you have, no.
Okay, I can use one to summon Lafari.
Alright. You pop Lafari out, and Lafari just like looks around and they go, wow. It's kind of dark. That's kind of neat.
It's kind of dark.
It looks down at you. Stairs! My favorite foe.
You want to go on ahead and see how far up these go? We're actually underneath the sacred tree in the elven forest.
Wow! It kind of like turns around and it starts like back swimming up the stairs while in the air. Do 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 do. And you guys just hear it as it just keeps going up.
And it's totally in Sylvan too.
It just keeps flying.
How big is the dog?
Hmm?
How big is the dog?
He's about 12 feet tall. He tends to go into a mist form behind all of you whenever you guys get into something smaller than he is.
How big is the staircase?
Probably about 3 feet wide and about 10 feet tall.
Too small.
Damn. I wanted to ride that dog.
Ride it, dog.
Yeah, it's small enough that like Cyril has to have like his arms like towards the front of his chest, so because he's getting squished.
So
Ania is Galwar transforming in here.
breaks the staircase.
Yup.
What are you doing, Nia?
So Nia's just able to see 100 up to 100 feet higher than them.
Cool. Yeah, there is.
I don't think Ania can see, so she will actually ask either Cyril or Gelmar. She can move, but she can't see.
Gelmar, if you wouldn't mind carrying her so that I can protect her.
And just picks her up and starts carrying her bridal style.
Nia's fine with this.
As cute.
She relaxed. She's been on her feet a while, so she just relaxed and has her eyes closed and is watching with Lafari.
Yeah, as you are seeing through Lafari's eyes, it's just more stairs for quite a while. You're not quite sure how far up it goes or how far down you guys are. You know you're quite a bit down if you're the same level as you were earlier. So you're quite a far reaches down. If this staircase goes all the way up, it's at least gonna be another like 10-15 minutes of climbing.
Just climbing, just climbing.
Just keep climbing.
What do we do? We climb.
You guys climb all the way up. Dakota, you are beyond exhausted.
At this point, I think I'd rather have gun fought Everon.
Galmar and Rue, this is just a good day for you. It was a very good workout, yeah.
Well, think of it like this, Dakota. I think that you've kind of scratched out your steps for a couple weeks.
Darn.
I was checking.
As you guys get closer and closer or to the top, was your bud's name, Ania? My brain just
Lafari.
Lafari, thank you. Lafari.
I can post it.
Yeah. But Lafari, as is filling up, you see the world kind of change a little bit as they get like upwards, and you feel their head bonk against the top of something, and it looks up, and you see almost what looks like a trap door, almost semi-barricaded, and it goes, "Wow!" I don't know really what this is, but it's cool. It's stuck.
It's a thing.
Turns around and starts swimming backwards down towards you guys.
Lafari's found a trap door at the top. We're within 100 feet of it.
Well, how we take our rest in the forest then tonight?
I don't know if that's where the trap door leads. We'll see.
Fair.
Certainly get our steps in if we go back down and come back out.
I'm sure it'll be someone's house, right?
There's only one way to find out, I suppose.
It's barricaded as a warning.
Is it barricaded from this side or the other side?
You would probably say both.
It's really barricaded.
Meh. One last push. Up the stairs.
We're not going to know what it is we're dealing with unless we physically can see it, I suppose.
Yeah. You guys get to the top. Since Gelmar's in the front, Gelmar, you definitely see it first. It's kind of hard to see, but as you get closer to it, it's quite obvious. Yeah, it's a very densely barricaded trapdoor. It is weirdly like tied to the ground. You could probably break it. You might be able to like just straight up push it up. But it will take some heavy doing.
Before I do anything, I'm placing an ear to that thing to verify that there's no one actively hanging around on the other side.
Does not sound
just
like
busting into somebody's house.
Does not sound like there's anything above you.
Sounds clear enough.
With my height,
Mhm.
am I able to like get behind Gelmar and help him push up?
You're at the back of the group, so you would have to like push past everyone, and that would be very difficult for your size.
I will, of course, be carefully putting Ania back down.
Mm-hmm. I mean, everyone can kind of like keep walking up all the way to like the first, second, and third step, but y'all be very cramped.
If
Ania sticks to the walls.
If everyone gives me space, I do have one teleport left.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna try and look through the cracks? Actually, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, you could do that, and then you have someone being from both sides effectively. Is that what you like to do?
Where am I? I also have. Don't I have a Misty Step as well?
You do. Yeah, you are probably fourth in line, I would say. So you're fairly close to the top. You're within 30 feet, so you would be able to Misty Step if you'd like to. Same with Dakota, funny enough.
Well, we can only teleport to where we can see, so we can't teleport to the other side of the door.
Oh yeah. I forget that's a bit of Misty Step on.
Can I teleport at the door and see if that breaks it?
Right now, Gelmar and Ania are more or less on that step, so that'd be very difficult to get there.
Okay, so it's just up to Gelmar to open it.
Pretty much.
I mean, we can squeeze past each other. Ania's gonna stick to the wall and let anyone who wants to get by. She'll like switch places with them.
Well, Rue's pretty strong.
Yeah.
Rue's pretty strong. She could help.
We got like 3 jocks in the party. This is hilarious.
Yeah, Rue
really
is like a step behind Gelmar, so.
There's nothing else going on here. It's just
both
brute
of them
strength.
just shove through that door.
Yeah, it's pretty much just, I want to see, both of you roll me a strength check. I just want to see, you guys have a lot of strength behind you. As a very stubborn, wow, as a...
Don't say that. Never say that, Sin.
such a nice roll. I've never seen 2 10s in a row. And then Rue, show me your strength.
Oh, I thought you were talking about. Oh yeah. Okay.
I want both. Yeah.
I'll bless myself too, just in case. Oh wait, is that what that was? I can't remember.
Just imagine hidden while trying to get a grip on one of the restraints. Gelmar just like slips because he can't very easily see in here.
No.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Even with the 1d4, I don't think that'd help me, bro.
I really wanted that to be a 1, so we had 10, 10, 10. But with that, it does take you guys a bit to open the thing. You guys have never really had to open a trap door from below it before, while it was barricaded. And there does seem to be something on top of it. What was that, Gummo?
Especially because we can't see all of the general bits and bobs that we need to mess around with in order to get it open.
Yeah. So it takes you guys a few minutes of effectively you're trying to bench press a trap door off its hinges. Trying to like release stuff to make it so it's a little bit easier, and you're trying to lift whatever is on top of it as well. So it does take you guys a few minutes, and both of you shockingly are actually quite tired from doing this, as this shit is heavy. But you do manage to lift the entire thing up, and you can hear the cracking of wood as the wooden barricades and restraints and stuff starts to snap from the sheer force of your upwards pressure. And you finally manage to get enough of a push that you lift the entire trapdoor up, and it swings open and slams down onto the other side. Whatever was on top of it flies off and it crashes into the wall rather loudly. There is some sunlight that is now shining down upon all of you.
Can we get any sort of hints as to what it was we just smashed?
As you guys walk up the stairs, you see it was a full-on bed. It was a full, like, no legs on this bed. It was just one solid chunk of wood that was just resting right on top of this thing. It looks very old, but yeah, you guys basically flung it all the way into a wall and just cracked it.
When you say wall, do you mean we're inside a building?
Yes, you're in a small hut.
Oh gosh.
The first bed we've seen in days, and we destroy it.
Yeah, you all managed to go up, and you guys have some sunlight down on you. But yeah, Sonia, you're seeing the just cracked and brutalized bed as you go up.
So tell me about this room.
It's a decent hut. There is a couple pieces missing from the ceiling, so the sunlight shines through. It looks insanely old. Clearly from the dust has not been touched in at least decades. At the very, very least, has not been touched in decades. And around you is like just kind of memorabilia almost. It looks like a few paintings that have seen the wear and tear of time. It seems to be like somebody's house from like many, many, many years ago, and they're just placed down. It does not appear like anyone's been around here for a while. It's probably around like 10, 15 feet in either direction.
From the tree?
No, from like wall to wall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are there windows?
Yeah, I would say there's a couple of windows, mostly just like holes in the wall. And outside of one, which you would be able to see from that direction. Yeah, outside of that one, of one of them, you do see the tree quite far away from you guys. You guys have gone at least a couple of miles away from the tree.
Okay.
Funny enough, it feels like you're almost back to where you guys landed.
Okay.
You're saying?
All right, so we're basically we can kind of figure out where we are by like looking at the map and stuff like that.
Yeah, looking at the map, looking at the tree. The tree's distance to you at the moment, and just the general size of it and look of it. It's pretty much the same as when you guys had fallen down and you guys were in the forest and looking at it. So you guys would approximate that you're very close to where you guys had fallen down from the teleportation spell.
All right. I would say here would be a good place to rest, and we'll just put Gelmar, you're pretty heavy. We'll put Gelmar on top of the door.
Even if you didn't and suggested, that was where I was going to request anyway.
Did I get the cloak back from Dakota?
Yeah, I think Dakota would have given it. Yeah.
Okay.
I remember that.
Because there are holes in the ceiling. Moonlight will give us away.
It's a fair point.
I am a nightlight.
Yeah. Well, you guys do seem to be in relative safety at the moment. The area around you is it's actually not quiet. Ania, you are hearing birds. You're hearing all kinds of wildlife around you. The sound of nature has returned to this area. It is no longer deafeningly quiet as it was the last time you were in the spot.
I agree. I think we can rest here, and in the morning we can decide where to teleport. I can sit here and have Lafari look around. I'm sure Lafari wants to look around anyway. Right, Lafari?
Yeah! I want to look. I want to see a bird.
We're right near the tree, so you can look around all you like.
Woo! And it just starts dipping
I feel
around
like home.
the house.
It's a good idea.
Mm-hmm. I will be deaf as well as blind when I'm looking at where Lafari is. So if you need me for anything, just shake my shoulder.
Why are
Good
you
thing.
sleeping?
Wake up, child. It is time.
So Ania's gonna find a nice corner to sit in.
Fully wargs out, just white eyes.
Is there anything like that was like could have been left by whoever lived there? Like anything?
Most of this stuff appears to be memorabilia. There is a bowl, a nice wooden bowl. It's actually much nicer than a lot of the ones you've seen. Covered in dust, but that's nothing water won't fix. There's a couple, clothes and stuff, but most of it is bitten through by like moth holes and stuff. There's a couple of like there's one really, really, really thick jacket that appears to be like some kind of really dense fur, and that one has managed to withstand the tale of time. Aside from that, though, it seems like they cleaned house before they left. Aside from leaving the like paintings and other stuff.
Okay. What's my health at?
I think you're pretty much at full. Because I don't think you got hit.
Okay.
You could check.
I kind of want to look at the
I'm
painting.
gonna hunt some pheasants.
Fair enough. And what are you saying, Rick?
Could I take a look at the paintings?
Absolutely. Looking at the paintings, it's family portraits for the most part. There's a couple of them. Very well done. It seems to be someone who like brought someone in. You can clearly see that the backdrop is the house itself. So it's very pretty and very nice. Very old though.
Oh, that's cute.
And Ania?
So Ania's letting Lafari like out of the house to scout around, but also let Lafari sightsee. She can actually have Lafari out for 4 hours now.
Ooh.
But what she's gonna be doing is, since she can talk telepathically with Lafari, she's basically gonna go full on vent mode to Lafari in her head, and basically letting off steam like, "You won't believe what happened today," that sort of thing.
Girl, spill that tea.
So that's what Ania is
what's
doing.
going on.
That's what Ania's doing.
There ain't no way he did that shit to you. The fucking tree burned. Oh no, the fucking snakes. Whoa.
That's what's going on over there.
Beautiful. Cyril,
I take the dog with me, by the way.
Nice. The doggo is more than happy to fucking chase around with you. Cyril, what are you doing? Did he die?
I think.
Oh, there you
All right, so we've got Ania in the corner, warged out. Sapphire took off to go hunting. Does it look like
I'm assuming
anybody
you're
else
playing...
is resting right now?
Rue seems to just be like kind of taking her time looking at the paintings. Galmar, I assume while you're sitting down on the trap door, you would also be messing around with the father's armor.
I don't think the father's armor. We've already got it all allowed and into Ania's bag of holding, so I would imagine we're probably not going to be messing with that until we get back to camp. I would probably be messing around with the trapdoor at the moment, just trying to make sure it's locked back up from the outside.
Very fair, very fair. You are able
to
do that.
I'm gonna take this moment, and I'm actually gonna rest. I'm gonna knock out.
Okay. I can totally see you like grabbing the bed that's like halfway in the wall and like just kind of pulling it down. And it's like messed up and shit, but you just fall down on it, just like something that's not fucking rocks.
All 4 limbs are only halfway on.
Yes, Dakota and Rue and Gelmar, you guys just see fucking Cyril just like falling down onto this bed, which again cracks. You like hear a crack going through it. He doesn't seem to care. He's just out cold.
I'm never going to be able to understand how he does that.
Dakota, what are you doing?
I think Dakota's going to want to find maybe like somebody's like weapon or just something reflective so he can try to contact the dealer since she's the new patron, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Gilmar has 2 great axes laying at the side.
Yeah, you could look into one of those. There's almost certainly pools of water around you that you could go and find.
Well,
I'm certain
maybe
one of you has a mirror.
yeah. I don't actually know who would carry a mirror in this. Yeah, I mean, I can go see if I can find like a pond or something. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dakota just kind of leaves the house. Ryu, are you spending your time just looking at the paintings, or are you doing anything in particular?
Some people have left the house, right?
Yeah, Sapphire's left the house, Ania's in the corner, Galmar's on top of the trapdoor, Cyril is laying down on the bed. And Dakota left.
I might go out, try to scavenge around in survival, for just some more herbs and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, so I'd say Sapphire and Rue, both you give me a survival check. And while you guys do that, Dakota, you are kind of walking around trying to find a semi-nearby area for any kind of water, any kind of reflection. And you do eventually end up finding one. Nice. And it is not a large pond, but it is a small pond. And you look into it. What are you doing exactly?
Like how do I go about casting a spell or like?
Yeah, how you go about like talking to your patron? Like, do you say anything specific or?
I don't remember if I had like a special way of doing it. Did it last time?
I don't think you did. I think he just appeared at you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I could go. I could go about it the same way I cast all my spells. I take my gun and I shoot it. So I don't know if she'll be, just kind of pop up the same way as the other one. So I might have to like focus a little more.
So you just shoot the water.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, how much more focused does Dakota get when other than taking aim and whatnot?
Fair. 14, 16, very nice.
If Lafari can hear that shot, Ania's going to direct Lafari to go towards it.
100% would be able to hear it.
Yeah.
As like Lafari kind of moves over there, Dakota, you see like just from the water, you see, and Lafari would actually see this too because she's not bothering to hide it. But you would see the dealer slowly rising out of the water in like an elegant gesture, and she just goes, "All right, that was a fun entrance. What you need me for, bud?"
Mostly, I was just hoping to get a better sense of why did you show up?
To fuck with a patron. Yep. It's very fun.
You're familiar with him then?
Oh, very. He's kind of a jackass.
Well, that's just common knowledge. Why me? What's your purpose? Is this just a thing you do all the time, or?
Pretty much, yeah. Do you know, child, about the wish giver within Star Shadow Kingdom, the one who grants and taketh away?
No, not terribly. They didn't really tell me much about that kind of thing.
Dang. I thought my stories had gone wide and far. Anyways, I'm a what do your kind call it? I'm a dealer, I suppose, a genie, I don't know, wait, gambler. We'll go with gambler. I'm a gambler inside of the Starshadow Kingdom. I even own my own place. Although technically it's a multi-dimensional rift in reality, but you know, your tiny mind has difficulty grasping that. Imagine it's a tiny place instead of Starshadow Kingdom, right? When people come in, they ask me for all the riches in the world, or this or that, or this or that, or this. And she's just like throwing out cards as she says this. They just appear and then disappear. And then she like reaches into her hand, like she like closes her hand and makes a circle. She reaches in and starts pulling out like paper, like multicolored cloth. And they just keep going and going and going and going and going. And, you know, it becomes dull after a while. But I wish to answer questions, to answer wishes, to give people what they desire. As long as they do something for me. Because you see, at the heart of all of you humanoids is greed. You desire something. Friendship, love, passion, honesty, loyalty, or even to sacrifice yourselves for no goddamn reason. So I like to take credence of that. They ask me for something, and then I simply require that they give me something of equal value. You don't hold much value on your life, kid. Nor do you hold much value on the patron you had tied to. So your value towards it was effectively equivalent to you owing me one favor. So that is simply the deed that I requested of you. It's kind of sad, really. Normally, I have to get them to, like, work with a few more things and, you know, like, give me a little bit more. You really had no ties to your side. Like, you need to work on your self-esteem, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So...
All right. So... You're just my patron now, I guess. Is that...
Yep. I mean, I could not be if you want me to. I could just take away all your powers as is and walk away. But yeah, I don't think you really want that.
No, I'm fine with that. I mean, the knight kind of wanted me to, like, you know, serve him and whatnot, and
yeah, he may send people to kill you, or you may find him as he tries to kill you in your sleep. But you know,
he didn't seem terribly pleased when you ripped me from his grasp.
No, I forced his entire body to endure the most pain and suffering I've ever inflicted on a single creature, mostly because it was very funny.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what he is, or I just assumed he was some kind of all-powerful entity.
No, he hasn't been old. He's not old enough for that. He's a child.
And how old are you?
She looks at you and just smiles.
That's not an answer. So you're a genie, you're wish granting entity. That's what you do. But like, where exactly do you come from? Are you like a species?
Oh no, I am. She kind of like looks around for a moment and then looks at her ring and just kind of like goes, was, am, could be, have been, will be. Some kind of elf, I think. How long has it been? She looks at her hand as she says that, and she's like, yeah, it could. Was it an elf? I think it was an elf. I was an elf, right? Yeah, it was an elf. Oh, don't you say that. She like flicks her hand a little bit. She's like, I was probably an elf. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you say that shit. That is bad manners.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't talking to you. You go on.
All right. This is really weird.
Oh, thank you. I try to make my journey, my visits entertaining.
Mm. You know, I came here to hope to understand more. I think I just have more questions.
That's often how it comes with a dealer like me. If you ever do need me, though, you can just simply call my name. Dealer, dealer, let down your hair. I will not give you a single strand, but I will appear for you. I do like my hair.
Mm-hmm. It's nice. What's the card for?
Oh, the card is just something, a personal thing for me. You know, it's it counts as like a tie to you. You could sacrifice if you wanted to and grant you insane power, but then I would have to kill you, so I don't think you'd like that.
Hmm.
But you can hold on to it. Yeah, it's fine.
All right.
She kind of whispers
so
in your ear. She's like 20 feet away from you, by the way, but you hear her whisper in your ear. It's a secret. You'll find out eventually.
Okay. He kind of like steps back. All right. So you're just gonna hang around and do something.
I'm gonna watch.
Ah.
Every movement, every kill, every moment of sadness and pain and sorrow and suffering. It's kind of like living theater. Oh, you guys don't have that, do you?
I don't. Do we?
It's like watching a band of merry fellows performing for you. Yeah.
All right. And then the knight might come along and try to kill me or you or.
Oh, he won't try to kill me.
Oh.
Yeah, if he tries, I'll erase him from existence.
That's a thing you could do. Okay.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. I mean, I can't do it to any like actually powerful fucking patron. You know, that would be difficult. That would be a hard battle. He's like a copper coin. You just throw it in a wishing well.
Do you know who the knight is? You never really gave me much besides that as a.
Oh my dear, why would I care?
Ah.
Do you know the name of the laybug you squished under your foot 2 seconds ago?
That I didn't think it had a name.
Exactly. If he has a name, honestly, I don't care to learn it. Would you have cared to learn the laybug's name before you squished it? I don't think you would have. So, yeah. If he comes after me, I'll squish him. If he comes after you, well, have fun. I might intervene a little bit, but I enjoy watching people play out the way they're meant to, which may or may not involve death. But, you know, the risks are high, the stakes are well done. And I like watching.
All right. Okay. Do you know anything about the entities that are trying to be summoned around here? I don't know what kind of things you keep up with.
She like pulls out a mirror and like looks at it. I would say one is weird as fuck. Another one is hungry. Yeah. You're a hungry bitch. Yeah. Very, very shiny. Ooh. Kind of a lot of gold. Sorry, he's very shiny. It's distracted me for a second there. Another one is very angry. Yeah. Very angry. Hey, I got raided. Hello, Dork Tales. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. We're only gonna be going for another little bit here, but it's good to see you. Let me do my raid message real
Put
quick.
me in the dungeon, Daddy.
And we will get right back to it. Thank you so much. A portal has opened and new spirits now echo through the halls. Welcome on in, travelers, and thank you so much for the raid, Dork Tales. I'm gonna call you Tails. And I'm truly honored you chose to share your community with me. You only really get one raid per stream, so I'm glad we're the ones that you have gone to. Please be sure to get yourself some water, food, and rest. Streaming is no small feat, and your well-being comes first no matter what. You're more than welcome to raid and run if you need to, but if you would like to stay, absolutely feel free to. For those who are just arriving, hello, I am Sinspeaks, your friendly interdimensional librarian, and this cozy corner of the internet is Purgatory Corner. Specifically right now, we're inside of the Tables of Tartarus, which is for our TTRPG campaigns. But this is a place where stories never end and every visitor adds a new book to your shelves. I am currently joined here with my wonderful, wonderful players, which you guys can see some of the links there, but Ania, Cyril, Gelmar, Dakota, Rue, and Sapphire. If you guys want to see more about their characters, feel free to go to either the pinned message there, or you can type in Heroes T and just follow along with that. Here we explore a wide variety of games on this channel, from heart-wrenching narratives like A Plague Tale, Detroit Become Human, and Undertale, to high-octane action in Dark Souls, Monster Hunter, Doom, and Halo. We got silly co-op chaos and Castle Crashers, Go With Your Friends, and Phasmophobia, plus indie gems like Celeste, One Shot, and Slime Rancher. I'm all about immersive stories when solo and laughter-filled collabs with friends. Beyond gaming, I'm a storyteller at heart. I write books based on these D&D campaigns. I also direct voiceover dubs for visual novels, and I'm also stepping into narration myself. And many have told me that my voice brings them a sense of peace, and perhaps you will feel the same. You're welcome to stay and find out. So welcome to our library, where every story belongs somewhere, and this might just be where the next chapter begins. We're gonna get right back into the game here. But she kind of looks at you and she just goes, yeah, you're kind of faced with a few of the weird monsters. Although a few of them I think are going to be taken care of with my other friendos. I have a lot of them under lock and key. Though not really by my choice. It's like, you know, when your friend, you know, adopts a lot of kids and then he like throws them onto your porch.
That is not a thing that happens.
Oh. So my friend adopted a lot of kids and threw them on my porch. So now I own a lot of kids. So, you know, I don't have them do some stuff for me. It's gonna be sweet and fancy and cool. So you don't have to worry about a couple of them. What are their names? She like reaches into her well, you would say a bag, but there's really nothing there. She reaches behind her and pulls out a very long scroll. Vanish, potato. This is my shopping list. Hold on. Cheese. That's still my shopping list. She like it just keeps going up and up and up. You really don't know how long this thing goes. Before she finally gets to the bone, she's like, okay. So the ones you don't have to worry about seem very similar to my other ones. Oh well. One who is prideful. They own a city. Kind of cool, so don't worry about it too much. And then what was this other? One who wishes to fight on a whole battlefield. I don't know their name. I assume they're angry. They're probably in the Gagar way, so you really don't have to worry about that too much. You guys are next to one who really wants to trap adventurers. Yeah, you use a lot of like weird gold. She pulls out the mirror again. So shiny. Anyways, you guys also have that like weird love one, I think. I think it's love. Could be hate. Or it could be infestations. Could be a bug. I don't know what the hell is. But you guys are gonna do that one at some point. So worry about that one, I guess, maybe.
Mm.
I don't know. I just started watching your journey, so, you know, have fun with that. But yeah, don't worry about the city. That one's gonna be crushed at some point, I think, probably. It just depends on if they die beforehand. If they do, I'll let you know. Yeah. My group of children who were just thrown onto my porch. You might meet them one day. You ever had that feeling where like you meet someone else's children that were thrown onto a porch?
Also not a thing that happens.
Oh. Strange customs in this world.
You visit a lot of worlds, then those are vaguely disturbing worlds. I assume.
Some of them have been real fun. Some of them have been real wild. I don't remember half of them, but you know, I remember some of the people. Anyways, you have friends? Is that the word we're using now? Yeah, friends, compadres, companions, people that you share no blood with, but prefer to think of as blood. Woodland creatures. You can stop me anytime. Compadres, fellows, friends.
I think just friends is fine.
That'll work. You have friends that you go back to, I think. You know, take your time, relax, enjoy the world of which is at your leisure and your pleasure. Or die. I don't really care which, but, you know. It's kind of cooler if you get into fights. You know how it is.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of fights, is Everon gonna be chasing me now, or?
Oh, probably not. The poor Buddy Boo has to return back to the Starshell Kingdom, deal with paperwork and all the other bullshit, and he's gonna have to talk with, you know, the what's-her-name inside of Harmonious Haven, and deal with more bullshit paperwork. This is one of the reasons I stopped being a dictator, is because there is too much paperwork.
Hmm. Do you just like watch everything that happens around this place, or?
No, I only watch people who are interesting to me. Usually ones that have like deep-seated passion within their veins. Also ones who wish to die. Those ones are really funny. They tend to sacrifice themselves. It's really entertaining, you know? You watch them, they throw themselves into a battle, and then they're the ones who die. Fascinating.
You remind me of a certain vampire around these parts.
Oh, really? Nice. I should go meet him. Where is he?
Does that castle have? Does that place have a name?
Crimson Claw Ruins.
Huh. Around the Crimson Claw Ruins. I think you get them all.
What's his name? What's his name?
I think. I don't remember the full name, do I?
I severely doubt it.
I think he just called himself E.
Oh my goodness. I get to go fuck with him some more. It's gonna be fantastic. I haven't seen him in some amount of time that's impossible to legislate for your mortal mind. I haven't seen him in ever. I get to fuck with him a little bit. What should I do? Do you think I should plant down bombs around him and watch see which pieces explode? Or do you think I should lay down flowers and make him think that he's in love with somebody and then pull the rug out from under him with like a letter that says, fuck you, I don't like you anymore. And so he has like this mysterious being that almost fell in love with him and then eventually didn't. But he never knew.
That sounds like something. I think he was in a coffin for a while. I think I opened it accidentally. Well, not accidentally. I meant to.
Dare
I didn't
that
know
man
there
get
was a
rest
vampire.
before I do. How insulting. I would go with the letter. Yeah, letter and the flowers. I'll make him fall in love, and then I'm gonna rip that love away. Good job. You've inspired me, child.
Thank you.
And away I go! And she just like cartwheels to the side and then disappears.
See you, Miss Dealer. I don't know when I'm gonna see her again. Okay, heading back.
As Dakota turns around, Lafari is just floating.
Hi.
Hey, hi. Were you floating there the whole time?
Maybe.
I'm assuming Anea saw that then?
Maybe.
She's gonna have so many questions.
I'm gonna find a bird.
Have fun with that.
Whee!
Anea stops the connection. So Lafari's like able to like keep flying around, but she's like awake and present again. She's like, I'm gonna need to send 3 sending stones. I need to send some messages.
I'll probably be heading back.
And it's just like, fuck this shit, I'm out.
I can't believe Ania didn't want to also find a bird.
Just found so many birds.
Can turn into a bird.
I think the only ones you guys haven't used yet are Dakota's, and I want to say Ruse, because I think Cyril used his and Sapphire's earlier.
Probably.
To the best of my memory. But you guys can also rest and wait until the next night.
We just end up like asking each other several questions during the night, and neither of us get sleep.
Speaking of sending stones, I still need to send a message to the sister.
I thought you did. You were waiting on her to reply.
I told her the last message I sent her was that I'd send her another one the next time I sit down to go rest.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Mostly, he'd ask if she finds any clues that she can use for me to help find, or for me to find her.
Fair. Okay. But well, you're all resting, I suppose.
Actually, another thing. Immediately after I asked that question, I'm probably going to wait for Rue to get back and then tell her I'd like to chat with her outside somewhere.
Okay.
Sure.
So
probably leave the. Could I ask you to leave the notebook here? I'd like to hear the thoughts of current Rue, not past Rue. You can inside him if you want to.
Yeah.
Ania also raises a brow from where she is.
Rue just has a sweat drop.
Confused. Dakota's just confused and like whispers to whoever's near him, just like, is that how that works?
You can see right through that BS. He doesn't want you to remember something, either something from before or this discussion or the entire discussion itself.
I mean, that sounds fine, but it's not really. Usually, I read it every day. I'm not sure how far it stretches. Okay, but yeah, fair.
Do you leave the book on like a dresser or something?
I mean, she could also just try and sneak it in. It's not like Gelmar's good at I guess he does have a decent perception.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
Do you want to leave it with me?
She looks very, very hesitant to even have that thing off of her body.
Ania watches Rue for a second, then turns to Gelmar's like,
you know, having the book on her presence doesn't actually change who she is. She'll still be present her even if she leaves the book here.
Could I promise not to write in it?
It really wasn't.
I mean,
obvious,
I can. If you feel more comfortable, I can leave it.
It really wasn't that obvious, wasn't it? You mutter's frustrated.
I mean, I can definitely understand you. With this kind of stuff.
No, I think that's pretty mean, actually.
It's a touchy subject.
Oh, I mean, not. Oh, I can understand that one. It's just the notebook thing was more what I was worried about. For myself,
in
not
that case, can I talk you into leaving your pen here?
Sure.
Rue, you don't have to say yes. Don't let him push you around.
She sweat drops. She doesn't know.
Yeah, and
He's
so
acting
Ania,
weird. Yeah, I'm gonna deny it.
No.
Meanwhile, Party Dad is knocked out cold on the bed.
Loud snoring in the background.
Mm,
Children, stop fighting.
That's fine. I can leave the pen. The pen doesn't do anything for me.
Mhm.
I mean, it doesn't do anything for me. I keep the notebook on me, but I promise not to write in it. Is that okay?
Good enough.
Coco?
I'll be waiting outside, he says, stepping out the front door. Probably after taking an extra minute to make sure the trapdoor is still latched.
It is indeed.
Oh, okay. She's like pressing her fingers into her hand. Okay.
Do you leave the pen behind?
I mean, the pen doesn't really do anything.
I mean, it's also small enough that Kilmer probably isn't going to notice if she does keep it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, she probably has more than one pen, is the thing. You know, and the pen doesn't dictate whether or not she writes or something in it.
The best way to deceive. I have multiple, but I didn't tell them.
Okay. I guess she'll tentatively just put down a pen, but it's more symbolic than actual has any meaning to it.
Yeah.
Okay. She'll look pretty...
I mean, he already left the room. He's waiting for her outside.
Yeah. She just looks a little nervous. Not from what Gelmer would say, but the act of not writing something down would be the thing.
Ania is watching from the corner, and she doesn't appear angry anymore. She's been acting more normal since she got to sit down. She's not offering anything else unless Rue asks her, though.
Yeah. Do you head out, Rue?
After a lot of hesitation, she'll just say, "Okay, I'll be back." Kind of over her shoulder, waving, trying to be strong.
Cool. You walk out of the house. I don't know how I forgot that word. You walk out of the room and you start heading towards Gelmar. Feel free to describe it, Gelmar.
It takes you a minute to detect him until you see the giant form hiding behind a few of the trees. It seems that he has taken his draconic form from while he was waiting for you. He's laying down on his side and staring towards the house, but ultimately seems more nervous than anything else.
Yeah, you and me both. So what's up?
The adventure up ahead of us seems like it's going to... I'm worried it might wind up revealing a few more deeper secrets that I've been working to hold on to. Not necessarily for anything against anyone, but I have my place to protect my own people, just as everyone else does. And I suspect a few of those secrets will leak through the cracks where we're going.
Okay.
I was hoping I might use you as the personal test subject to see how well the rest of the group might take it. I know that's not quite fair, but I'm not 100% certain how else to handle this.
Her expression does twist a bit when you say that. Well, I can understand that. You also have to know that, the reason why I write down in my novel is so that I don't quite lose myself. So I kind of don't want to be in the habit of thinking maybe like I haven't written things down before or intentionally like this.
I'm sorry, it was unfair. I shouldn't have asked.
I mean, I can understand why you'd want some secrecy. I don't have that against you. It's just, that's also scary to me, not to write things down if I can.
I won't ask for it again. That much I promise.
Mm. She really hesitates, so when you say that.
Come on. He holds an arm out as if he's looking to give her a hug, even if he is this giant size.
She'll goes in for the hug because she has nothing against him.
Giant dragon squish.
I mean, he does gently he press her against his chest, but...
Are you sure that I can't help you in another way, or do you really want some help? I mean, maybe this time I could, if you wanted to say.
I'm not 100% certain how many other ways that could be aided in this situation, but I am open to suggestions.
Well, I'm not exactly a brightest bulb.
That's perfectly fine. And he says, giving her a slight smile. Friendly smile, not really sinister.
Mm.
Didn't think so. Yeah. I think it would scare me. It's a little bit too much not to. Very sorry, I can't help you like that.
Don't worry, this test isn't going to require any memory. Not really, anyway.
Do you want to talk about anything else or something vague?
You see him swishing his head back and forth a couple moments as if trying to decide how he wants to phrase this. I'd like to tell you a story, one you've heard me tell before, but perhaps a little different. Within that different, a secret, yet one greater than just me. Telling you this tale will defy dogma, set by a distant soul thousands of summers past. It's a secret you're likely to find on your own in a few short weeks, one that might be harder to take all at once.
Well, I'm listening.
We'd been walking for nearly 10 miles by the time the city came to view. Our hunt had been long but fruitful, and we sought to share the mountain's bounty with our charges, our friends. But just before the two familiar faces came to view, did 5 more come, wearing ebon cloaks, bearing a seal we're not soon to forget. Before the guards could respond, did the 5 clamp an array of restraints upon us both. To carry us off they tried, but might they were unprepared to face. One pulled away, and the 5 chose to retreat, with the other before the defenders reached them. Pursue them, the escaped did. Wait, no, what is this? Pursue them, and he who escaped did. Keep up an uncomfortable arrangement, however, it could not. The mask it bore had fused to its face. This is the story that brought me into this group. How you interpret it, however, is up to you. He says, slowly letting her go, to draw back to the floor. Gently, but still. What do you think? He asks, staring pensively.
She also has her chin in one of her hands, trying really hard to concentrate and think. So, these people in cloaks, they escaped and you're trying to go and find them? Are they the ones that we've seen before? Is that what it is?
They are.
Hmm.
The
Well,
obsidian wyverns, in fact.
okay. I mean, they sounds like bad guys. Is there a reason why you're more hesitant on these people? Oh, sorry if I could not completely understand.
It's not the people that I'm concerned about. There's a little more to the tale than just that. One moment, I will post the entire statement he just said in the VC chat here.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry is the middle paragraph, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You say story, but is this story from you, or?
It is. It's one. It was the last moments I got to share with my sister.
You said a story to her?
That was the story of us both. That was the story of how we got separated.
Goodness. And now, like our previous or future quest, we're trying to go and find her? Or get her back?
I am. I believe that was part of why we decided to save the trip to the Gleaming Meadows before, or the trip here, or after the trip here.
Hmm. Hmm. What concerns you with it? Later part of the story?
Yes.
Does it have to do with you being a cool dragon?
Well, you did put the pieces together. That much is good to hear. Gelmar did not exist. He never did. My name is Gelmore, the Frostkeeper, one of 2 guardian dragons of the Tin Peaks. That was the story that carried me to the Haven. It still feels to bear a little of our plight, doesn't it?
Well, you have a title and everything. Holy heck. That's pretty cool. But
yeah, perhaps. Perhaps it was. He said the more prideful smile.
Gilmore.
Gelmore. Let me quickly paste the spelling.
Mm-hmm.
That's a snazzy name. Just, I suppose for this kind of conversation, did you want to keep as Gilmore or Gilmore?
It matters not to me. Either way, Gilmore is mostly just a mask. Gilmore, I suppose, is the form you see before you now. But the very fact that I've been carrying this secret should tell you a few more than just that alone. We are not the last. We've been wandering around for centuries. The last one to perish 500 years before was not simply the Endling. It was simply the last one who refused to wear the mask.
Oh. Also, there are other really cool dragons just kind of around?
In a manner of speaking, I would imagine most of them are in a much more stable condition than I am, he says, staring down at his leg with these still visible restraints on it.
Oh, dope. Cool. Oh, but you have the mask on because you... That was your own creation? No?
Most general civilians aren't exactly the most. I'll just say we don't exactly have the best reputation from the stories that were told of us in the ancient history. Though I suppose the vast majority of those who did choose to show their face generally weren't up to anything particularly benevolent.
But I guess you're pretty cool, so that must count for something.
You flatter me, he says, giving her another smile.
Ah. Well, I
I'm
mean,
not 100% certain I'm quite ready to share this tale with everyone, though. It's one that they definitely need to know. But it's a secret I'm holding for the entire culture. I'm not simply passing it off is not exactly as easy as simply walking up and saying it.
I suppose, yeah. Well, I mean, to me, that sounds just pretty cool. I have nothing against the dragons. I don't really know too much about that. But I think that they would be totally cool with it. I mean, like in Dakota and Ania, I mean, they're pretty cool, right? I didn't even know what shapeshifters were. So it's
Yes,
pretty cool.
that was quite the surprise for me as well. I'm not going to lie, he says, lowering his head down and whispering to her. For a while there, I was beginning to wonder if Dakota was a dragon too.
Oh. Could be. But yeah,
At the
I
moment,
think that you're...
I've got suspicions to believe that that's not the case, but that's a tale for another day.
I think you should not worry about it. They're pretty cool. I mean, well, I don't think that they're all bad guys, right? So you should be
I
to
can
go.
promise you that they're not.
Oh.
We each have our own leanings, but I can promise you that they're not all evil.
Well, we shall see. If not,
That's
I'm
probably
going
the
to be
most unnerving
totally cool.
That's probably one of the most unnerving responses I've heard in months. He said, as slowly he leaning his head, eyes closed, facing towards the sky.
Well, I guess take it as a solace that at least I'm cool with it. So at least that's something.
If you say so. Just be careful. I'm certain there's a few more concerns amongst all of them.
About dragons?
Yes. And what exactly would the general populace say if they suddenly found out that we've been hanging around for all this time, sitting amongst their numbers as if we were common people? I can only imagine the sort of madness the swords would get up to.
Well, I suppose if you kind of just smother them with kindness, maybe they'll, keep, be a little happier about it.
I suspect it's going to be a bit more complicated than that. And the swords aren't the only ones who I suspect would be looking for a fight.
We'll see. But
At any rate, is there anything? I probably should stop holding you up. I'm certain you're getting tired as well.
Thanks for talking with me about it. Even if I'm sorry I can't.
I'm really sorry about that.
I understand. Wanting to keep secrets. Kind of. She looks off to the side, kind of. But for sure. I'm glad that you talked to me.
It does feel somewhat relieving to have it out. Oh, I do still feel guilty about not restricting the pen.
Don't worry about it.
Are you sure? Insight.
I don't know.
I mean, she seemed pretty distraught at the suggestion of leaving the pen.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. She, at first, when the whole thing happened, yeah, probably that probably wasn't gonna happen. I don't know, because she was a little bit too scared of that. But did Gilmer basically say that she could write this down now, or some of it?
At this point, you get this feeling that he at least trusts her enough to, but he probably doesn't want you telling anybody.
Oh yeah, then for sure, then she's totally good to go. She is fine.
Fair enough.
All right, with that, we're going to be ending, as I do have to go eat dinner with, and Dakota does too. But hopefully you guys all enjoyed this episode. If you guys did, please go check out Ania's stream, Storyestry, because she is an absolute sweetheart. I will plug her every single goddamn day of my life. But go check out everyone else as well. Unfortunately, I don't think anyone else has social media to check out, so come on to our Discord and you guys can talk with most of them. But you guys are all absolutely amazing. I appreciate having you guys as players. We're going to go to our end screen here, which was made by Storyestry, so feel free to throw commissions at her on her VChan. But we're going to go ahead and do a raid today. We're going to go ahead and raid my friend Emiko Mori Echo. She's an absolute sweetheart, doesn't stream as often or hasn't streamed for the last couple of months because she's been designing a new model. She has a lot of anxiety, a lot of other issues like that, so she hasn't streamed for a while and I've been missing her, so we're going to raid her. We're going to say hi. She's debuting a new model today, and she is just an absolute wonderful sweetheart, so we're going to pop over, say hi, give them some love, and I hope you guys have all enjoyed this session. We'll be back next week, Friday at 6 p.m. PST, or if you guys want to check out the sister campaign of this world, you guys are feel free to pop by tomorrow for King's Kindness with Wazzy, Rose, Reverie, and a few others as well. Alright, we'll see all of you fine folks later. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye.
Take care.